My stream work now, please. Starting to irritate me. I don't think it still ain't working. First of all, fucking internet's running slow as shit. There we go. We're finally on. Doing this to get it in my watch history because God knows it won't come up on the fucking app. Okay. Yeah. Good. That only took 3 tries. What? Hey, look at Bubba. I saw a guy say, LOL, Bubba's in last place, and somebody said that's not last, it's just 20th. I know, the fact that he's on the screen, though. That pisses him off. It's not saying much, but the fact that his name is on that screen pisses them off. Yeah, we back. Had a little fun, goofed off in SRX. I embarrassed myself in a dirt late model, but on dirt in the SRX car, I own that punk bitch Elio Castroneves. Send his ass back to prison. He was in prison before. I made Elio wish he was back in prison. Let's watch a damn race. I was way out of it earlier, but now that Kyle Busch crashed and I got 3 Chevrolets running 1, 2, 3, I'm pretty excited. Boomers say they watch the truck series, but they don't. Just like they say they go to the local tracks, but they don't.
He's shown more pace in the last 5 or 6 weeks, so I think he's a guy that could surprise and win a race. He's got pace. He might have pace here today, but he's also been really quick in the road courses, which has been a surprise too. Dale Jarrett and I were standing down at the pre-race before the pre-race show.
I'm getting more into IndyCar. I'm trying to expand my horizons. These fucking boomer fucks just like, oh, goes local dirt track. NASCAR sucks.
But he's like the announcer up there is a big NASCAR fan. His name's Dale too. But
of course, his name is Dale.
he's like you, like whenever we're sitting here streaming or something, and you'll just be like, man, I remember back in the 2003 Daytona 500 when this car passed this car, and then he went and hit the 2 to go. He's like that, but he'll be like, all right, he'll be like, I got some Richard Petty diecast, like it's hard to get away,
but I think it is much less predictable than at some of the other racetracks.
It was 1991.
Talking about Ross Chastain.
Daytona 500.
Last week,
Ernie Irvin.
What kind
Ross
of car?
Chastain was close to going a lap down.
He was a Pontiac.
I want the bottom, so Ross Chastain decided to get in the bottom. When he did that, he took the groove away.
Whatever, Elio almost went to prison.
Was not happy to race, but
Lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. If your name is Dale, you're genetically predisposed to probably like NASCAR.
with the assist from his teammate, Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain being really good to, I'd say, a great teammate. Everybody high-fiving him.
I wonder if that boomer that was bitching about Alex Bowman at Road America was happy Chastain did what he did to Kyle Busch last week.
Hurt the bottom, yes, the bottom. Yeah, I gave the bottom of the track, and that's.
Oh yeah, that was his excuse for it.
So it's pretty interesting.
He said
he was quick to
hurt
have
on the
that,
bottom of the track, so I gave him the bottom of the track.
Well, I watched a couple things posted on NASCAR social media. They had a great replay with the spotter audio, and the spotter down the backstretch was saying, "Hey, you know, your team."
Remember when Ross almost won Nashville?
It was definitely without. I won't say it was without controversy. Kyle didn't like it. Other drivers, I'm sure, didn't like it. But in the end, he controls his own race car. And as you said, he's driving for a job.
They can say they don't like it all they want, but he ain't the only one that would have done that. We saw Joey Logano do the same fucking thing at the same racetrack earlier this year or so. Unprovoked. Because what the fuck did Kyle Larson ever do to Joey Logano? I know Kyle and Ross don't like each other.
I've watched NASCAR long enough to know any call an official makes.
Usually.
It's tough. I mean,
They don't make a lot of good decisions. I still like Larson now that Truex has damage and Kyle Busch is on his way back to fucking Charlotte. So Kyle Busch is going to win a race today. The race back to North Carolina. New Hampshire's a long way away, but he'll fly back because he's bougie.
We'll see what happens.
So I saw you kind of looking at the racetrack wondering, well, is it dry? Is it actually dry? How aggressive do you play?
Maybe I could have done another fucking race. Said drivers to the cars at 5 o'clock. Well, they're at the cars. Usually that means they're getting in and getting ready to go.
Like low air pressure plus moisture before, whereas I feel like now you're just going to have that low air pressure. New Hampshire
sure feel that.
I have. I've been to one. 2017 Coke 600 had a rain delay in the middle of it.
That segment, hopefully get some more heat in my rear tires. I know I didn't get a lot of heat in them to take off there, so try to do a little bit better job of that and see what we have.
So I was talking to Kyle Larson before the race. We were talking about how you all had been chatting about how Hendrick. It's been a tough racetrack for Hendrick Motorsports. What's been missing, you feel like, for Hendrick here?
People said Road America wasn't good, literally only because Chase Elliott won. If anybody but Chase won, they'd have loved it. Yeah, Kurt Busch had to find another way home today.
Outspoken Chase Elliott says it's clear the Cup Series must return to Nashville Fairgrounds.
It looked like it can put on a pretty damn good race. Nashville Fairgrounds.
We talked about NASCAR kind of making this the competition caution. If you look at pit road, Brad, let's show pit road. It's wet still, so pit road still has a lot of drying to do.
Weather looks good the rest of the day. Sunsets at 8:20. They better get a fucking move on.
More time to dry. Pit road's still very wet, Dylan.
That's what happens when you start racing a track with no lights after 3 o'clock.
Heard from him just a little while ago after that incident on the racetrack. So the crew is waiting, and they can't obviously work on repairing this damage until the red flag.
That left front splitter damage is what's going to hurt Truex the most, looking at that car.
Of the race car, talking with James Small, the crew chief. He has been up on the box since we got back out here, since the rain stopped, and really since it started. He's been up on the box overseeing the race car, making sure that they have a plan in place so that as soon as they can go to work,
DVP time remaining. Dick versus Pussy.
On pit road as possible. So
boy, that's an ugly fucking car. They should just park that car for being ugly.
At the bottom of the car there on the left front, the splitter or the bottom of the car has kind of been
more SRX streams are probably coming this week. I enjoyed that little game. A few races I've done.
So that's going to be the main area of emphasis. They got all 4 corners damaged though. So
all that dirt racing is going to drive me crazy.
They got some right side damage
because I suck.
The front is going to be the primary area of focus, and hopefully they can get it sorted.
New Hampshire would be good at not.
Back on the racetrack and contend. So that's the main.
We had enough money for safer barriers, but we couldn't put some fucking lights in.
But I want to go back to William Byron. He said here at the 750 track. So he's talking about that's the horsepower. We're back at these types of tracks where they have all their horsepower, right? They're not really restricted down anymore. They have 750 horsepower, low downforce, and the teams kind of categorize those, right? Certain tracks, 50, certain tracks, 550.
SRX runs 700 horsepower everywhere. But they only race on short tracks and dirt right now.
Basically, that's total time allowed on pit road. You start in 6 minutes. The only way to get rid of that clock, it doesn't reset.
Well, we saw that at Bristol.
If he can go reach minimum speed, unless unfortunately he gets in another.
I'd rather see that than the lightning clock, that's for sure.
Boom, and it starts.
William Byron's year, Steve, has been really good. I mean, he's done a really nice job. The last 3 races haven't gone very well, but prior to that, William Byron in this
Some fucking jogging. I'll be right back. Shorts.
Really strong year. You see this 24 car in the front 5 a lot, and they've just done, and it's such an improvement this year. William's done a nice job.
Yeah, but when you go back and look at Hendrick Motorsports' decision, Rudy Fugle coming to join the 24, we don't know where this car's going to land in the playoffs, but that could be the move of the year so far for the 24.
Yeah, I mean, hear the fans getting fired up. That can mean only one thing: the drivers start to crank the engines on these cars.
Or it's you making fun of me about track driving, which I'm just going to say it's not dry yet. I haven't thrown the towel in yet.
Well, listen, I'm keeping a timer. So right now, by the time they go green, I'm going to say Steve's going to be closer to the green.
I don't think that's really what the bet was, but
I'd like to lose this one. I won't lie. I'd like to see these cars get going again.
Everything's a competition up here.
well, the fun thing is while they're, the cars are on pit road, and that's slowing down the process of drying up the front half of pit road, but the entrance to pit road, they're getting ready. They have been working on that, and that's actually drying pretty well. Looks like they moved on from turn 1 where the weepers were.
Put jogging pants on. It was cold in here.
Martin Truex's crew was sitting down when they were trying to fix his car, getting ready to start back on it, whatever.
Yeah.
And that guy had that saw in his hand and he stuck it up under the car.
And that's
that
what
official stepped up and that guy with the hammer said. Then he took it and he started tapping this up on the head.
Okay, we're technically back under yellow, so go crazy. Oh yeah, my app is way behind, so I gotta hide it, hide the leaderboard from me for later in the race. I don't want to get spoiled.
They don't do as good of a job of getting wet spots.
He's going to have to build a lot more cars if they keep letting Paul Tracy run SRX.
Remove the red, display the yellow. So that means that
We're back underway.
Wolf was just talking about.
We're not going to have a competition yellow now. Stop. Like they do in IndyCar on some road courses. They'll just go, and they have to fucking drive right then. I love that, by the way. It's dangerous because sometimes some cars don't want to fucking go. They'll like stall. You guys remember Kansas 2000? Look, Dylan, I'm doing the thing. Remember Kansas 2007 when they kept shortening the race because they were worried about it getting too dark? It was before. That day they shortened it like 3 times because Kansas didn't have lights yet, and they're like, okay, it's a 230 lap race. Okay, now it's a 220 lap race. Okay, now it's 215. You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna run a few more laps, and they kept shortening it. They're talking about they might have to shorten this race, the distance, if they're worried about getting it in. Because this is what happens when you start a race at a racetrack with no lights at 3:30 in the afternoon in an area where it might rain. I mean, it might rain anywhere, but come on, this part of the country, this time of year, it's going to fucking rain, you know? Loudon's almost like Pocono. We've had several rain-shortened races at New Hampshire in somewhat recent years. They got 2 hours and 15 minutes of daylight left. And really about 10 or 15 minutes after that.
I'm really shocked by this.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna pit Steve because they think they have a piece of rubber that might be caught somewhere. They're gonna go under the.
Joe Logano's got a condom stuck somewhere, probably in his ass. Well, it's early.
And actually, they just came on the radio as he was coming down pit
so
road.
far this is
Yeah.
10 laps.
Yep.
We might get
Kyle
a
Busch is
2-lap
wrecked out, and
penalty.
Joey
So they're
Logano.
asking Joey to check the throttle. Joey gave him a thumbs up. I'm going to ask Paul Wolf exactly
Joey's on
what
pit
all is going
road.
on here, but they really felt like they had to come down pit road here and get that situation fixed.
We had a whole hour and a half. We streamed SRX for over an hour. I did one Heat 5 race.
So that's going to be a big penalty. Obviously, they felt like it was significant.
And it's closed because, as you pointed out, the jet drivers are working on pit road. There are crew members trying to drive pit road right there. I mean, it's clearly closed with the red lights. That's it.
This is the red light district.
Things not running, and then the 22 pits.
Pit road was closed when they found
Yeah.
For a couple more weeks. I mean, that's
Fuck.
tournament.
Oh no. You know that meme of that guy going, oh no. Anyway. That's what I'm thinking about Logano right now.
They were worried it would get lodged in there and possibly cause a hung throttle. Certainly not what you want here at New Hampshire.
Don't say hung throttle at New Hampshire.
Come off of pit road, or they're actually going to hold them here.
2 people kind of died here because of that. And one of them, their dad, is there to race right fucking now.
They're holding 2 laps.
So they're going to penalize the 22 2 laps for whatever they just did.
Take a look at this replay here.
So we're 11 laps in.
And Joey's 2 laps down, and Kyle Busch is on his way back to North Carolina. What a day.
Right here. I know you guys are waiting to see my improvement.
And whatever that is, man, that was a big piece of
That's crazy.
debris or something maybe that came in there. Maybe during that accident down in turn 1.
It was a big enough issue for Joey
That short,
Logano.
how much you think that
He
short?
felt that, and they were concerned.
20 or 30 laps or something.
Maintain the throttle. That's the only reason you would serve this penalty, knowing you were going to come down and serve a 2-lap penalty. I'm assuming, Steve, that the 2-lap penalty because of the trucks on the pit road, the safety hazard of having trucks on pit road. That is a huge penalty. They had a major.
So yeah, because Joey pitted not just when pit road was closed, but they had safety trucks on pit road, so they're going to hold him 2 laps.
If you're in Joey's situation.
But they apparently they really had to pit.
Well, throttle gets
There's
long. I mean,
opportunities
Yeah.
early in this
anybody's
race
going
to
to complain about safety.
get those laps back before the field starts to lap cars.
I said last week I love the ball on Joey's shifter.
By himself.
That thing looks really fun grip.
He'd be the only car a lap down, or even multiple laps down. So a quick yellow, he'd be getting his
Hey, Michael.
laps back right away.
We're back too. Doing a bit of everything today,
Already in
apparently.
this race.
So I guess I'm not streaming GTA tonight like I was gonna, because this fucking race is gonna run so goddamn long.
Joey Logano now 2 laps
If they even
down.
get it in
All
before
2
the
laps
sun
in the
sets in
race.
3 hours and 4
Kyle
minutes.
Busch in the wreck.
Really, you have about 15 or 20 minutes after sunset before it really gets dark. Hopefully it won't be cloudy. That might help.
Pit road closed.
Pit road's still closed. Just gonna ride around under yellow for 1,000 years.
For Truex's guys actually get down pit road and do more additional work on that car.
Okay, Paul Harvey They showed up on the scene with the rest of the story. It's not coming down a close pit road that is the trouble for the 22 of Joe Logano. We are sitting under red flag. Crew member, open the hood flap, and then reach in. No dice. Can't work on it.
Crew member tried to fix it under red.
Saw that, and due to that, you see the other crew members coming out, but they have covers. They have some other things. This right here is clearly more than covering the car, Marty. So that is the reason they have been held for 2 laps.
Yep, that is the 2-lap penalty. I'm standing here.
And they have one of Brad's guys.
Yes, that's what
One of Brad's guys was doing that to the 22.
Right now, what exactly was it, Paul?
Yeah, it was unfortunate. A piece of debris or something flew up off at a racetrack, got up in the linkage there, and we went green there initially. Just wasn't getting wide open, so we just had to fix it. I feel like our car's Auto Trader Ford was fast, but we're going to need to get wide open throttle to be able to win this race.
There you go, and obviously now down 2 laps. They've got their work.
They can get 2 back if they get cautions quick enough or waiver. It's hard, though, to get 2 back. But right now, they're going to be the only car a lap down. So if he gets a quick yellow, they'll get 1 back, and then they'll be in good shape. Because I know he'll be fast enough to be first car 1 lap down after that. But he needs a quick yellow after this goes green before they start before Chase and the guys start lapping other cars. Then they'll be in trouble.
They had that whole red flag, maybe they saw it live. So an unfortunate situation, but you called it. 2 laps down.
Well, Christopher Bell is definitely in the best position of his teammates, Stanley. So, because one's in the garage and the other's got split. Well, one's on his way back home and the other's got left front splitter damage.
Whoever is the closest car to the lead lap car, you can even be 2 laps down if you're the only guy.
Yes, as long as nobody goes a lap down, then he gets that free pass. But you know, he's gonna have to. Truex has some good pace in that car, and they're able to repair it, and a few of the other guys at the back of the field can continue pace, and he gets that early yellow.
We saw racing in the rain earlier, but they didn't want to be. Then again, I don't think they ever want to be. Guys are a bunch of fucking crybabies about racing in the rain, some of them. I know you can't race in the rain on an oval, but the way they bitched it on a road course before.
To me, that was a mistake. That was an unforced error in a bad situation. It could come down pit road and not serve any penalty other than starting at the back of the line, but working on the car in the red flag, they're going to penalize.
Well, what we don't know was that a crew member who thought he was in the right was a direction from the team. Already, you know, those bits of information never ever seen.
Well, if you plead ignorance 9 times out of 10, you're still going to get penalized.
Well, Steve, we talk about 10-cent parts all the time. Let me show you the debris. That's all the debris was. It was in the throttle body, and obviously Joey could not go full throttle with that debris. Just that little piece, and it's like a piece of rubber.
This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs.
That caused Joey Logano to lose those 2 laps.
Man, it's been an intense day, and I know it's felt pretty intense up here in the booth. Kyle Petty, Dale Jarrett down.
And we're only 14 laps in, guys. What an intense day.
This might be the strangest 10, 12 laps of start of a race that I've ever seen and been a part of with all the crazy things.
Hey, ask Kyle Petty about hung throttles at New Hampshire. Oh, God. I'm going to hell, and I know it.
To go racing again on this racetrack. Trusting in the fact they've got it dry now and seeing what your car can do.
Yeah, trusting in the fact that the racetrack's dry. Now, we know the tires have a few laps on them. We heard William Byron talk about air pressure and all this stuff.
Look at Dale.
Everything's been washed off again, so it's a green racetrack.
Dale Jarrett, 1999 Cup champion.
You're going to have both ends of the spectrum. Some of these guys are going to make it up.
And oh, yeah, fuck the Foxwood Resorts and Casino. Fuck them. And Mashantucket, Connecticut. Who builds their casino in a town called Mashantucket? Connecticut's got some weird fucking names.
That seems to be the only thing normal this week.
Yeah, we're going to need that. But, you know, you were talking about Joey Logano and needing a quick call.
The Foxwood Casino is a good 3 fucking hours from this racetrack. I've been there. I've been to this track, and I've been there. And I know my uncle's house isn't far from the casino, and it took us 3.5 hours to get to New Hampshire for the race. It's a long fucking drive.
Yeah, Junior, I'm going to throw it back up to you, and I hope you guys...
I missed WWE Money in the Bank 2011 to go to this race. That turned out to be like the best pay-per-view ever. And I missed it because I was on the way back home from this shit.
But let's take a look at how we got here. It's been quite a while, so if you just tuned in. Got the race started.
Yep, the race sure started. And Kyle Busch looked good early, but then we remembered it's not an Xfinity race.
Weather on the racetrack down at turn 1 and 2. Too much rain.
Truex said, yeah, having a minute Kyle because we had everybody not have a straight.
See, I blame Kyle. He's just used to the car doing all the work for him like it does in the Xfinity Series. Boy, Denny Hamlin loves running into Hendrick cars in tight corners, doesn't he?
Watch him work the steering wheel, just no grip. unfortunately, the 9 teams able to work on their car. Still some heavy damage, but still on the racetrack.
Have to glue that splitter.
Heavy damage.
I wish. Not happy with NASCAR. Showing his displeasure.
That's the first time I've ever seen a guy bump the pace car and be like, yo, man, fuck y'all. Sneaky crew guy. Blame Sterling Marlin. 2002 Daytona 500.
Well, now the competition caution.
Can we go green? Pit road's just now going to be open. Anybody going to pit?
Cars cruising through turns 3 and 4. So approaching the entrance to pit road.
We've run 6 green flag laps, and I can't imagine that we ever.
I ain't pitting.
Races have been this confusing in 6 laps.
Nope.
I mean, so much happening.
Pit road's still not open. I'm starting to get fucking annoyed. Jesus, man.
Turn down to pit road.
Why wasn't pit road open that time? There's no reason for it not to be.
Pit road's still closed, actually, guys. It did not open pit road that time by. And I think it's because down here, turn 1 and 2, we still have some trucks on the racetrack that are drying.
Well, that ain't got nothing to do with pit road, fucker.
All morning long. Down here,
Uh-oh, it's time to repave New Hampshire. We've got weepers in the fucking track.
Trying to relieve the pressure in the water underneath the surface right there. Still continuing to give us some problems. And we see that.
Got to repave New Hampshire. It's coming. We're going to repave it and add 35 degrees of banking and narrow the race surface in half like they're doing in Atlanta. It'll be great. New Hampshire will be the fastest 1-mile track ever. Faster than Dover. With that long fucking straightaway, if they had like 30 degrees of banking in New Hampshire, they'd go flying. Then we'd have to run a special New Hampshire package with 10-foot tall rear spoilers. And have everybody's cars so low to the fucking ground. I think they're doing this on purpose, by the way. So they want to increase the sense of urgency because they know they have to get this race in before it gets dark. So they're just going to ride around under the cars and go, oh, the race is shorter now. I love Brad's car. I don't care what anybody says. I love Brad's car today. Pit road is still not open. Truex pitting anyway.
Let's put that little clock on the pit box because they can't change.
What a shit show.
They can run this race as hard as they want to run it, and we try to get as many laps as we want. But with no lights here, darkness.
What a great way to go into your 2-week break with this shit.
I'm making sure my engineer is staying ahead, so I'm going to call a race to the sunset, even if NASCAR hasn't told me yet. So you can't run in the dark.
So once you get inside of the window to make it to the finish of a 301 lap complete race, you're coming to pit road ASAP.
Next yellow, I'm on pit road for sure. And to your point, I may start guessing if it's not 301, right? If it turns into a 280 or a 260, I'm going to try to.
You first got to figure that out.
Just think if they'd have started this race at 12:30.
You were quite the gambler that final season, so I think
I'd be sitting here playing SRX or something right now. Somebody just said Kansas 2007 all over you. That's what I said. Question is somebody going to run out of gas under caution and still be given the win anyway? So at that race in 07, Dylan, Greg Biffle was the leader and the caution come out, right? And NASCAR decides under the caution, we're going to call the race. Greg Biffle's the winner. But you have to maintain speed under caution. Biffle runs out of gas. Clint Boyer and Jimmy Johnson pass him. So Clint Boyer wins, right? NASCAR goes, nah, Greg Biffle won. Even though he didn't maintain speed and complete the final lap under yellow. And then they're like, well, Clint Boyer slowed down too, so Jimmy Johnson wins? No, Biffle wins.
It's really critical if this racetrack, as flat as this place is, that splitter works properly.
So in my mind, Clint Boyer won Kansas in 07 and just didn't get credit for it.
Back down pit road.
Let's listen to Tyler Reddick's radio.
They'll call this race when Chase has the lead. They should have waited till tomorrow. NASCAR already gave him the lead. He was running third when 2 guys spun out.
in here. Just give it a minute. Just give it a minute. It's about to warm up. See the temperature.
That'll depend on if Chase is in the lead, it says. I'm reading you actual tweets and comments here.
It's going to stay under 70. I was pretty surprised at those temperatures here this time of year, but humidity's really high.
It's 2021 and we still have racetracks without lights. I will say that. That's pretty sad.
This is an interesting start to the race, isn't it? So how do you play this competition?
Yeah, I'm talking about Kansas in 07 where it got too dark. And guess what Kansas did after that? Put fucking lights up.
We only have a couple laps on the tires. We're damage free. We didn't lock tires up.
You can make it through this whole stage without pitting at this rate.
A lot of guys in the back have no reason not to, so they can come get some tires and some fuel and see if they can make their way forward. So what advice do you give Christopher on this restart? Because obviously
Pretend you're driving the 54.
seems to be ready in
That's my advice to Christopher Bell.
down there in 1 and 2. You just got to be
My
careful.
whole
You know, he's done a
job
really
is
good
on the
job so
side
far
of
of keeping us
Christopher
out of
Bell's
trouble
car.
and just staying under it. You know, you think you have a little margin, but if it gets wet, that margin gets going in a hurry. There you go, and Christopher sits in fourth, so don't expect the 20 car on pit road during this comp caution.
All right, so I can confirm green light on pit road now. And what Adam Stevens said makes perfect sense, right? So Bell, fourth, isn't going to pit, but who will? Newman in 20th, Aaron Jones 21st, maybe Stenhouse 22nd. If you look even farther back, though, how about Bubba Wallace had to start at the back? He's up to 27th. Fresh tires could help a car all the way back there. We'll see if anybody hits from the back of the field.
Brockbeard has a good question. How is the throttle body so exposed that a piece of debris got inside of Joey's?
That's always something that happens. You get one guy coming down pit road and everybody follows him. Marty.
You see the 11, Denny Hamlin coming down pit road, and you guys mentioned pretty much everybody behind him, including the car that he owns, Bubba Wallace. So some 4 fresh Goodyear tires here for Denny Hamlin. And again, remember, they were part of the cars that spun on that incident very early on in the race, but no damage for the 11 car, unlike his teammates Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr.
Kyle Busch's car ain't the only thing damaged.
Rest of the field finishing up their.
I feel like NASCAR hasn't made a good call since 2015. Really, since 2014, they haven't made a good decision.
So impressive what these teams can do.
Steve O'Donnell said a lot earlier to deny that it was their fault that they would let them race on a wet racetrack. He really said a lot earlier. That was a lot of words.
Really not a lot of time to make those kind of repairs. He's going to finish with a few seconds left. He's got to get off pit road though. So what the crew chief
NASCAR says they'll keep the teams updated if they need to shorten the race. Yeah, I bet they will. Watch them be like they're gonna like it'll be like lap 230. All right, the race ended at lap 235. What?
You know, right there, James Small doing a nice job of managing it all, but that's why he goes with some confidence what the time situation is.
I'm impressed by the quality of repair. I think that to me is something teams spend a lot more time on. And usually, you know,
Well, if Truex wins, I'm buying that.
So in 2002, the second Pocono race was shortened because of the same reason in 07 Kansas. We talked about that. They've done this before.
They had to send him off pit road.
You guys remember in 2018 at Michigan, it was raining past halfway, and it was clearly going to rain the rest of the day. And NASCAR said some of the team, there was like a miscommunication. They said, all right, wave the checkered flag, and we'll just call the race. Other guys were told, all right, come to pit road, it's over. So Clint Boyer, who's in the lead, comes to pit road. Harvick in second, goes to pit road with him. Kyle Busch third, stays out. But they had already called the race at this point. Like, look, Clint Boyer's winning. He wins it. Bring him to pit road or whatever. Or wave the checkered flag. So Kyle Busch fans, of course, no, Kyle Busch won. Kyle Busch won. Boyer and Harvick pitted. They pitted. That means Kyle Busch wins. Like, no, the fucking race is over. Calm down. The race is over. We're going green next time. Thank God.
6
Last year's race, the lead control
6 out of 23 laps have been
top lane was popular.
green.
Yesterday in the Xfinity
Come on,
race,
Kurt,
yes,
do it.
We're on a
both
roll
saw
today,
both
NASCAR.
lanes be an advantage for whoever controlled the restart.
What
So
course, Kurt?
I think it matters who's behind you, where the teammates you have are at,
top
where they're
10.
lining up at.
You realize how easy it would be to light this place up with lights?
I take any
Lead
of
car
that.
picked the top. Chase Elliott, he's on the inside.
That's a hell of a top 10.
I take any
Bottom of
of
the
that.
racetrack.
Even Harvick.
On low air pressure without that traction.
Chase
compound
Elliott, Kurt
up
Busch,
in the
Alex
third
Bowman,
lane.
Christopher Bell.
There's
Bell, I think, has got a strong shot at
because
this.
It seems like that less banking in the corner, you would think is a disadvantage, but it's heating those tires up quicker. It's working those tires. just want to drive as much heat into your car as you can at this racetrack. One of the most difficult racetracks to get restarted on. No grip whatsoever when they enter turn one.
Same car, Ryan Priest has to go to the backfield too fast. Exiting pit
Ryan
road.
Priest sped on pit road, goes to the back. We're restarting lap 24, and it's 5:32 in the evening. Less than 3 hours to sunset. It'd be fun if they just go down here and hit them fucking weepers and spin out again.
Ross Chastain, 3 wide, entered turn 1.
Who lit a fire under Kurt Busch's ass the last couple of weeks? He just passed Chase Elliott around the outside for the lead.
Kurt Busch takes the lead
Go,
away.
Kurt. Flashback to 2004 with Kurt Busch.
Working the bottom of the racetrack here, trying to get up on the inside of this
Kurt, Chase, Bill, Bowman, and Blaney.
How about Kurt Busch? Last week's winner. Lead early today.
And at this point, we don't know when the fuck this race is going to end because NASCAR won't make a decision.
That guy out.
Christopher Bell.
Kurt Busch really backed up the center of the corner. I think Chase almost ran into him. And now it's giving Bill a chance to go for second.
A great match for him. He's working his way up.
You know, Christopher Bell has never lost an Xfinity race at New Hampshire. I didn't realize that till yesterday.
Right on the bottom.
It's hard to make passes on the bottom. You got to pass around the outside most of the time. Good God. They were about to go 3 wide for the lead. Chase takes the lead back on the inside. That's tough to do at New Hampshire. Pass for the lead on the inside that easily. But Chase got it back. Rigged. Kurt Busch led him. Kurt Busch let Chase Elliott have the lead back, Dylan. And now Bell's going for second. So on a green white checker, Kurt Busch looks like he'd be a bad man. Yeah, Bell's fast. I knew I should have picked Bell at 20-1. Actually, whatever, 25-1, whatever it was for Bell.
That time did not do it, but down in turn 3, really drove deep into the corner. Let's see if he does it this time. Chase had a great 1 and 2.
Look how dark it looks already, and it's 5:30. I mean, shit. Blaney, dive bomb. Good God.
Try to stay on the bottom. Just slides right up in front of Kurt.
Third place for Blaney. Kurt's starting to fade.
Trouble here is he's starting to fade
That's the
back through
quickest
field.
fade on a run I've seen in a while for Kurt Busch.
On the inside of this
This is a
48.
Keselowski racetrack. He's got the best looking car. Brad's car and Bowman's car look like they're from the future. That's like the most futuristic paint schemes I've ever seen. And look at Reddick's car. It's not that far off.
Down the back straightaway. Good looking race car Brad's got.
I'm with you, Junior. You and me both, Junior.
Brad now trying to cross.
You guys remember that Nationwide commercial? You and me both, Junior.
Car down the front stretch. What a racetrack, man.
Got to keep an eye on Truex and Hamlin in the back because Truex had to fix a lot of damage and Hamlin pitted under the caution.
They tried again, not going to cross over. He's going to stay on the outside, try to push this 48 car down the back
Man, look at
straightaway.
this good
Back to the
racing.
outside on the 2 car, Brad Keselowski to 3. Brad's going to dive down in there. We saw Blaney do the same.
There's more speed on the bottom for the Cup cars than the Xfinity cars, is what it looks like to me. I'm seeing a lot more passing on the bottom than we saw yesterday.
Right behind them, Ross Chastain. 5 car of Kyle Larson.
Did Chastain just pass Larson? He sure did.
Watch that 3 wide Chastain at the start of this race. Look at him. Drama underneath Matt Benedetto. Goes all
That right there is why Chastain's going to have a future and Matty D won't. Moves like that.
Back onto the racetrack.
Balls the size of grapefruits in that 42 car.
See a lot of restarts.
Yeah, there's no out of bounds at this racetrack. Chastain working hard, trying to stay on the outside of Kyle Larson. Sent that car hard into the center of turns 1 and 2. Great momentum off the corner here. Good pace. A little bit of a bobble.
Chastain cleared Larson finally. And remember, Chastain, yeah, he's got that quarter panel damage from the rain bullshit.
Issue we had with the rain in turn 1 and 2.
He's trying to roll that outside, ain't he?
There's speed there.
Of Chastain. A little more pace.
Denny Hamlin's 21st. He pitted, though.
Chastain can hang on that outside and frustrate Kyle. Lap after lap.
And we got a caution. That's good for Joe Logano.
We've got a car spun out on the front straightaway.
Anthony Alfredo with his weekly spin. And that'll get Joe Logano the free pass, if I'm not mistaken. He should be the only car lap down.
You see damage to the right front,
So Joey's back to 1 down. He can get that.
right rear as well.
Look at me cheering on. I'm not cheering him on. I'm just saying.
Back in this race, if you're the 22 car, well, unfortunate for Anthony Alfredo. You mentioned it, Junior.
Damn, Alfredo junked his car. It'd be funny if he was like, yeah, it's raining. It's like, no, dude, you wreck every week. I'm not buying it. Oh, he wrecked. He got underneath Bubba in turn 4 and spun out.
Spins himself out. Running 25th when this happened. On board the 19 car. Bubba's trying to do the traditional exit where you enter the corner high and kind of come up a little bit lower and straighter. And Anthony makes contact, spins himself out there.
Your weekly Anthony Alfredo caution brought to you by Dude Wipes. That's a sexy paint scheme as well. And hell, Bubba's car is sexy too. I love that McDonald's paint scheme. That's the best McDonald's paint scheme ever. Other than like the special ones that Bill Elliott had back in the day. The Batman one, the McDonald's Tonight. Hell, even just the plain red Bill Elliott McDonald's car was sexy. Maybe during one of the commercials I'll just Google image Bill Elliott McDonald's cars and we'll admire those paint schemes for a while.
Can we admire Ricky Rudd paint schemes too?
Told you, Anthony Alfredo's car is kind of ripping off Brad's.
It's like, looks like his scheme looks like one from the next gen.
It's like inviting Matt Damon and Ben Affleck to the same party and insisting they wear the same clothes.
Different cameras, or watch Ford in time with a multi-camera view. Visit NASCAR.com/drive or download the NASCAR mobile app today.
Let's go back and watch this great battle. Brad Keselowski, Tyler Reddick.
I hope that either at the end of stage 1 or the end of stage 2 they say, okay, the race is ending early. Let them know before the start of stage 3 if the race is going to have to end early.
Nah, they'll wait. Makes it more dramatic.
Yeah, they'll totally wait.
Hey guys, you know, we're shortening it by 50 laps, so this is 40
So he
laps.
runs across the racetrack. Now he turns left. Knowing
But I pitted for extra tires and gave up track position to have better tires over the run. Oh, well.
great fun racing by those two guys.
Tyler Reddick is pure entertainment behind the wheel. Reddick and Larson and Chastain are like the 3 most fun drivers to watch week to week. And they're all in the top 10 today. That's why this race has been good so far, when they've actually been able to race.
But Eric Jones, McDowell, Hamlin, they were making good moves through the field. I say good, but they had passed 6 or 7 cars in 8 laps. That's pretty good in my opinion. So we'll see if anybody decides to pit, and if the guys that have pitted decide to stay out.
I'll be surprised if anybody in the front.
Somebody said, I predict that when they call this race, it will be at the most controversial time.
Of course. This is NASCAR in 2021. We're going to make it weird and silly.
The thing about calling this race, Junior, to
Silly
be quite
season.
honest, is to try to understand what everyone around you has.
Yeah.
Like, because you're like, well, is that guy fast, or is he on new tires? I mean, there's so many different strategies, Marty. It's hard to just keep them all straight from pit road.
You see Bubba Wallace on there on pit road trying to clearance the left rear. William Byron, meanwhile, says he ran over something on the racetrack. I don't see any damage.
William Byron says he thinks he ran over something.
Might have a flat potentially. Rudy Fiegelson, hey, just feel it out for a little while. I think
You've run enough laps now, you can validate pitting here.
Looks up in terms of the tires, but Williams certainly concerned that he hit some debris on the track. I think the reason pit road may not be open.
He's
yet,
just outside the top 10.
a lot of concern about one
Yeah, we got some takers. Bowman, Larson, and Byron all pit.
Here comes pit road and
Bowman, Larson, Byron, Almirola, Briscoe, Busher.
Alex Bowman, who pits from inside the top 10. His report, car just a little
Michael's
bit
prop
tight.
bets are what? Kurt Busch top 10, Briscoe top 20, and Larson for the win. Those are his bets today.
48. Marty.
Got some work to do on that win pick, but your prop bets are looking good. I'm surprised Kurt Busch didn't pit there. He was struggling.
William Byron also going to take
I don't
advantage of this
expect him
caution
to.
just to make sure that
I didn't expect him to win last week when he was down. I couldn't believe it. Wow. Something cool happened.
Be careful on pit road exit.
Whoa.
Busher, look out.
Now we got multiple cars, multiple strategies, 3 or 4 different strategies going on throughout the field.
And NASCAR's up in race control right now, rubbing their hands together going, how can we fuck with these strategies at the worst possible time and shorten this race? Or just stupidly have them race in the fucking dark at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, whatever. Dude, I don't know. That 38 car is bad, but yeah. I said from the very beginning, Anthony Alfredo has no business being in a Cup car. None whatsoever. But don't tell that to the little iRacing people. They get upset if you question his ability. He's good in iRacing, though, Dylan. It's like, yeah, but he does not belong in a Cup car. Period. I have more business being in a cup car than Alfredo. Hell, I play video game. I beat Elio Castroneves in a video game earlier.
You literally beat.
Oh, yeah. Thank God we caught them lap cars. Spun out Paul Tracy, got me that little yellow I needed. All it took was one race in NASCAR Heat 5 to go, you know what, I think I'm going to play SRX. Tired of playing Heat 5. I finished another season in NASCAR 2005 in my career mode last night. Won the Busch Championship driving the 8 car and won the Cup Championship. And my driver, Ty Sheets, won the Truck Championship. I ain't made up my mind. I think my next season I'm going to run trucks and Cup. So Ty Sheets is going to get fired. I might buy a Busch team and put him in that car. I don't know. I'm considering my options. I could start my own Cup team or drive one of the other cars. I don't know. You got the odd-numbered car. Michael, we need to look every week and count just how many odd-numbered cars versus how many even-numbered cars total. But it seems like a lot of the best cars this year have been odd numbers.
3 Gibbs cars tore up early on. Love it. Payback for Fertile Harbor. Hell
yeah. Official credit card of NASCAR. Visit GoCreditOne.com. And by Toyota.
I think this is the most awesome laps I've ever seen at the start of the race.
Geico. So many fans here at New Hampshire, a lot of camping. This is such a great racetrack for fans to come see. Concerts going on Saturday night. Kind of a carnival atmosphere. Steve, you know this place pretty well.
Bell's odds have now shifted to 4-1. I said yesterday they should have went up. I felt he should have had better odds than Keselowski. Not Keselowski, but like Byron, Bowman, Blaney, whoever. I felt like he should have had better odds than them.
Turn 4, get ready for another restart. Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell.
Elliott, Bell, Kurt Busch, Blaney.
Start finish line. Right, Blaney pushing his friend.
He pushed his friend. Boy, Junior is weird as the lead announcer. Elliott goes wide. He looked like his dad in the SRX race last night, missing turn 1 there. Bell takes the lead. He's not clear yet, but... Oh, look, Cody Ware just spun out by himself.
Keep going.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Bell got a nose ahead of Elliott. We're still green after Cody Ware's little half-ass spin. I think Elliott led that lap. And Elliott holds him off. And here comes Blaney. Chase has got something on that high line that nobody else seems to have. Hey, Matt DiBenedetto's in the top 10. Somebody get this man a ride.
Right behind these guys, you got Brad Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick working his way through the field at 4th.
I'm surprised that the 48 pitted and gave up their track position. I felt like they were okay. Kurt Busch, though, I would have expected him to pit. They were bad.
Great out of the gate here early in New Hampshire. Down into turn 1.
Look at this clusterfuck. These good cars that just pitted are stuck behind guys like the 77. Every one of them cars pitted. 48's the first car on fresh tires.
It's the most dangerous part of the race. If you quit back
I'm not surprised Denny's 13th. We had a shit ton of cars pit, and Denny's got a good car and didn't hit anything when he spun earlier. Blaney just took second from Bell. Oh, and clears him. Looked like Bell was going to make a run back at him, but Larson and Almirola are still 3 wide with the 77. They can't get around him. Now they get around him. Damn.
Larson knew he was 3 wide, didn't move up the racetrack and get into the side of Almirola.
Cody Ware literally spun by himself running dead last. This dude spins by himself an awful lot in slow cars. This motherfucker's got the slowest car in the field, and he spins by himself an awful lot. He cost Daniel Hemrick a win in the Xfinity Series at Atlanta doing that shit. Spun by himself. Matty D. Oh, he passed last week's winner. Get this man a ride.
Oh, Kurt's going to give one to Chastain. There you are, buddy. Now let's get it.
Kurt Busch says he's loose everywhere. You can see it on entry. He's really got to back up his entry because the 42 just drove right by him. Oh, Robert, you're not pessimistic. To quote Kyle Busch, I'm not pessimistic about shit. I'm fucking realistic. I can't remember when Kyle said that, but I remember him saying it. I'm not pessimistic about shit. I'm fucking realistic. No, he said he's not optimistic. My bad. Because somebody told Kyle to be more optimistic. He said, I'm not fucking optimistic about shit. Denny's 12th. He gained another spot. He's going to be top 10 soon because Kurt Busch ain't going to be up there much longer. The way he's handling right now. Is James Davison? Should James Davison be put in the 54 car now? He's outrunning Kyle Busch. See, that's how stupid it sounds when people try to say Kyle's Xfinity wins are as important as Cup wins and mean as much. When I say shit like James Davison's outrunning Kyle Busch, so therefore he's better. The 48's 15th, first car on fresh tires. See, 48's good. I think he was the best of those cars that pitted. I don't know if Chase is just good because of clean air or what, but he's very solid. Blaney being second's kind of a surprise. I'm surprised by Blaney running second. But you look fourth and fifth. Fourth and fifth makes a lot of sense. Keselowski and Harvick.
So coming to pit road and getting fresh tires has put you back in this mess. And with 29 to go, they still haven't overcome really anybody who decided to stay on the racetrack.
And look at the Truex fans. They got to be happy with the pace of that car. He closes in on the 17 car, Chris Buescher.
I'm surprised Truex's car is as good as it is. Left front splitter's completely gone.
Well, I remember when Truex won Martinsville because he had no right front and it was keeping the fucking right front tire cooler than everybody else's. Keselowski going for third. Brad dominated this race last year. Tron car going for third. That looks like my motorcycle in GTA Online.
Pretty cool looking car, isn't it, for Brad Keselowski this weekend? You know, Steve, we had that debate last week in Atlanta when Brad told me before that race, hey, New Hampshire must win for us. I asked him again this morning, New Hampshire still a must win as he gets the third spot there.
You know, that just reminds me of, I love when playoff reporters ask NFL games. So is the game this weekend a must win? A playoff game. Is a playoff game a must win, Dylan? He could be, it's just really hard to pass. You can do it. It is 5:50 p.m. and we're only 50 laps into this 301 lap race. Damn, Bell just got dead fucking loose off of fourth. Or as Rusty Wallace would say, he was flat sideways. Denny Hamlin, top 10. Told you. He's fine. That's the best car left of the Toyotas.
He's the first guy, Junior, to pass some of those cars that have stayed out. Austin Dillon in the 3, Custer and the 41 right behind him. They are still on the original tires of the race. So he's a little bit of a tire advantage, but the car just looks like it's handling pretty well.
Toyota driver update.
He's going to get fucked by the race getting shortened. Denny will be the one that gets fucked over by the race getting shortened. And Keselowski or Elliott will win. Keselowski, Elliott, or Harvick's going to win because of the shortened race, and Hamlin will be the one who gets fucked because of it. Eric Jones is better than Bubba. He's running 13th.
In the picture when they cross the finish line.
Question, what is it about Denny Hamlin that makes him so good?
What is it that makes Denny Hamlin tick?
I think the short track, you know, his roots. His roots are from the short tracks. The late model stock racetracks from North Carolina, South Carolina.
Fun fact, when Dale Jr. won the Daytona 500 in 2004, he made Denny Hamlin carry the trophy for him. True story.
Another thing I think that makes Denny Hamlin so good is he's able to repeat lap after lap. He's a precise If you do it once, he can do it 100 times. And he can hit those marks and get off the gas exactly.
Ryan Priest running 18th. That's like a top 10 for him.
That's what he's so good at.
3 Hendrick cars right here, 13th, 14th, and about to be 15th. They've passed Eric Jones.
Almost working together and working their way toward the
They're being awfully nice to each other and ganging up on the cars around him, it looks like.
getting around Eric Jones. That familiar
It is funny when you see that many team cars running close together.
It's so fun to see the driver just attack the corner, drive way deep in the corner.
Eric Jones lost 3 spots in 1 lap to Hendrick cars.
See if he does it to his teammate.
These guys have kind of been in disorder since they came off pit road.
Hope this damn track's rubbering in.
Race with each other instead of other cars they're trying to get around. So who has the better car? Kevin Harvick, man.
Harvick's fast all of a sudden.
Laps, got around,
Long run speed.
closed in on Christopher
Whenever
Bell.
Harvick's good, he's going to have a great long run car.
This has to create some excitement on top of that pit box. Rodney Childers. Kevin
Is it
Harvick,
sad that I'd be excited to see Harvick win? I don't even like this son of a bitch anymore, but I wouldn't mind.
I think he needs to win,
New lead announcer Dale Jr. wasn't really sure how to lead him to commercial there, so they just kind of shut up and the music started playing. Okay, we're going to commercial. Chase Elliott's your leader because NASCAR made it rain on purpose. Good racing once it gets going. It's a fun racetrack in the video games. Like I say, in Heat 5, I like driving New Hampshire. I think Slinger might be my new favorite track to race, though.
Dude, there's a picture. This guy had Kyle Larson sign his ass.
I like how Larson's happy to do it. Larson's signing some dude's ass and laughing the entire time. Bernard Pollard's going to take some heat for this. This is so impressive to watch Chase Elliott compete and be leading in today's race after watching him win last night at Nashville. I'm sure somebody's going to say, fucking bullshit. They made it rain on purpose.
NASCAR's so tired of Cody's shit they didn't even give him a caution.
Yeah. Where was Mike Joy? Mike Joy would have made a smart-ass comment. Oh, my God. I watched NASCAR bust Stephen Wallace. Black Flags Matter posted that the other day. And the last part of the video is the 2011 Daytona 500. Stephen was in that race. It was his one cup start. He missed the big one. And Mike Joy goes, he missed one. And Darrell Waltrip goes, yay. I was like, oh, my God, I forgot about that. Oh, my God, he missed one. Yay. Even Darrell Waltrip laughed. Darrell was not usually mean-spirited, but look at this. Blaney going for the lead.
Ryan Blaney wants to take that away from him. Down into turn 1, Blaney's been closing in. The lap traffic's
Good call, Dylan. He was faster. We're just now getting to see it, though. Oh, yeah. Dude, we need Harvick to pass Bill so it'll say 420 on the leaderboard. Here's your lead change, perhaps. Nope. Blaney got a little tight. Chase can get back in the gas sooner running the top. 14 to go in stage 1.
Sit back there and try to regroup, rebound, close back in on Chase.
You can make... Oh, Chase got really loose in the middle of 1 and 2. Really, really loose. Open the door for Blaney. And Blaney just outbraked Chase into 3 and taking the lead. 13 to go on the stage. Blaney's driving away.
I need to calm down here and get back in the rhythm. Ryan Blaney, your new leader.
We saw this some yesterday where tires would kind of get overheated. You had to just calm down and cool them off or you'd continue to lose time. Let's take another look at this movie.
NASCAR had some kind of ritual before the race to summon the rain to make sure that the 2 Toyotas would wreck and Chase would get the lead.
Pretty common when a driver driver especially is trying
It's
to push
pretty
hard.
funny that in 2021, I'm excited at the fact that Kevin Harvick passing for 4th place.
Running behind that car, you have a little
He's working on it. He's working Bill over. Bill's really loose on the exit, but he carries speed off the corner. Bill looks like he's going to spin out off of 4 a lot.
He sent it in on the outside.
Trying to take third place from Christopher Bell. Why is it hard on the bottom of the racetrack?
There's less banking there.
Less grip.
They fucked this place up. They added a little extra banking in the middle of the racetrack, just a little bit. You can barely tell. But in the video game, when you cross it, you can feel the seam between the banking, and your car gets really loose. He's going to use Alfredo here to hold him up. If he just gets just enough of a run off the corner, he can't. Bill's going to clear him and get to the inside of the 38 and stay in front of Harvick.
Anthony Alfredo, but this has brought Reddick into the battle here. Reddick showing some great pace here early in the 8 car for Richard Childress Racing.
And I feel lost without Rick Allen. Denny Hamlin's not. They just passed Kurt Busch.
Hard to learn how to get around this racetrack. It's pretty technical and difficult.
Blaney's got about a second lead on Chase now with 10 to go.
Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin have so much speed and pace here. Looks like it's paid off.
Oh, loose right there. Saw the back of
Bell
the
off of 4 every lap, sideways, but still fast. He's still fast. I just think Harvick's car is a little better.
Under that line to try to
That might be a good run for him.
de-wedge the car, put the left front on that flatter banking, and it helps the car turn.
Kyle Larson's the first car on fresh tires of the guys that pitted on the last caution. He's 11th. That's how hard it is to pass.
So you see what Harvick's done? He's changed his approach. He's now running high, entering the corner. Of course, now underneath Bell, he's got to run that low entrance, but not all the way to the line like we saw him before. Using more racetrack, hoping now he can turn. And that allows him not to turn the wheel as much right here. Keep both rear tires equally planted so it doesn't spin the rear tires. This is where his weak point has been. That time he just overdrives the entry.
Harvick
Able to still keep
cleared
on the
Bell in
bottom.
the center. Let's see if Bell gets loose off the corner. Wow, Harvick slides up in front of him. Bell only didn't get loose because Kevin Harvick just slid and checked up in front of him. Here comes Reddick.
Well, 420 didn't last long.
Yeah, we had 420 for when they hit the start-finish line. Oh, no. You ain't going to get 2 for 1 on Kevin Harvick. Reddick thought he was going to pass Harvick and Bell at the same time. You're not going to get Harvick in a 2 for 1 situation. I can almost guarantee it.
Reddick's in a difficult position because he's
That car coming up off the bottom. 420 at the line. Reddick. Oh, God, there's the 51. The 51 really hurt Bell on the exit of 2. It's going to keep Reddick on his inside. I'm really worried about Reddick getting loose and spinning out and taking Bell with him. Watch the 20's ass end off the corner. Nope. Pretty good that time.
So Reddick right there. See what he's able to do. He went up the racetrack some, but he did try to
Larson's in the top 10.
Not just to say to Bell, hey, look, man, this is my track. I'm going to run you up there if you're
Brad going for second.
Slowski trying to advance on Elliott.
Brad's got great pace.
New Hampshire is such an interesting racetrack.
A race-winning car. We haven't seen good speed from Brad in quite a while.
Brad says he believes this is going to tell a lot about Phoenix for the championship.
What that means for him, I think
Yeah.
it's taking a focus
You
away
see, they're
from
kind of
performance
similar.
and
Because at Phoenix, you run up off the bottom, too. You want to run middle or high.
won the race. Seems like the team's back
Especially
on
because they
track
put that
again today.
PJ1 shit at Phoenix now. You really want to run high. And it's flat, 1 mile track. Mostly flat. High horsepower, low downforce.
Elliott clearly has some work to do on his race car.
That's why I was worried about Chase when Brad made it to the Final Four with him last year. I said, uh-oh.
Track changing as well as all these laps on the tires.
See the 53 car, Garrett Smithley, getting well out of the way of these two as they battle for second. Brad still
Chase will
working
beat him
that
off pit
bottom.
road anyway.
Still trying to hassle his
Chase
third
still
car
second.
off the corner here. Getting his rear a little bit
3 to go.
Gonna go in the corner winning. Try to upset the arrow on the back of that 9 up the track. The 9 slips a
Oh, he
little
got
bit.
him.
That's gonna give Brad a position here. not quite able to clear. So you saw him sort of go in the corner on the back bumper on the left rear quarter panel of the 9. It sent the 9 just up over that last seam. And Brad really had the spot. Could have taken her away. Finally in 3 and 4, he completes the pass right out in front of these guys.
I think Harvick
Blaney's out to a 1.8 second lead.
If Harvick gets a nice long 90-lap run to the finish, then yeah.
On the end of the stage, Blaney's going to come around and get the white flag.
Eric Almirola passed Byron. Good call on that. I didn't even notice, Isaac.
It's a hard tracks to have win. I mean, the line's so wide, these leaders can't go anywhere.
Almirola should have won here in 2018. He should have.
Blaney right here. Down into turn
I thought
one on the
about
final lap of
maybe
stage
betting on
1.
Almirola because I was like, 2018, he should have won here. That'd be a good long shot bet.
Him and Brad Keselowski both
Hey, he passed a Hendrick car, so
out in
that's as
control
good
of
as
the
winning
field.
in 2021.
Pretty good momentum for Blaney. He can win this
Longest
stage,
stage one
make a
ever.
successful day. Makes
And it was
third,
only
fourth,
75
Blaney.
laps.
No lap traffic ahead.
Blaney,
Blaney will claim
Keselowski,
stage one. Blaney's fourth
Elliott,
stage win,
Harvick,
2021.
Reddick, top 5. Reddick needs the points.
Teammates 1 and 2 in this stage. Joey Logano still a lap down from that earlier penalty. Bell, Hamlin, Chastain.
Chastain needs the points. Matt DiBenedetto needs a miracle. And Hamlin was 7th. Yeah, Robert, he did you one better. Robert said he'd get to 8th. He got to 7th.
There's the lobster. Everybody's trying to win today.
It's going to be one of those races where they're so competitive. Chase, Blaney, Harvick, Hamlin, who they're all so competitive. It's whoever's going to win the last race off pit road going to get out front. But if the run goes extra long, I really like Harvick or Blaney or Keselowski. Blaney and Keselowski's cars being similar doesn't surprise me.
Well, good thing Joey's not in the picture though.
Yeah, not yet.
At least.
It's a good race. I hope we get all 301 laps of it, but I don't know. NASCAR's keeping it a mystery. It's a mystery. I'm looking at Twitter way more today than usual just because I know people are in a fucking uproar about what's been going on. Between the Atlanta repave and reconfiguration and then the rain mess today. A lot of shit going on. Atlanta Falcons kicker Younghoe Koo's car was stolen this morning. He put on Twitter about it because his car got stolen. He said, "Bro, I won't even be mad. Just bring back my cleats." He said, "I ain't even mad about my car getting stolen." It's a black Grand Cherokee. Playing for the Falcons is sad enough, but living in Atlanta has its own consequences. They're in for a long year.
Yeah, like the only ones.
We're kind of in the same boat. Like, almost good enough to win some games we shouldn't, but not really. For different reasons.
The team that's in the playoffs and everybody's like,
Yeah. Because I think the Falcons and Steelers are each good enough to squeak into the playoffs, but your quarterback sucks and my defense is non-existent. And tell me, and whether no matter what you think, losing Julio Jones does not make you better. So we'll see. That's another discussion for a stream in the next couple of months. Everybody pitting.
Brad's got the second hit stall because of what happened in Kyle. He's technically
Yep.
Doesn't want to change too much. Car's pretty good to make a track car adjustment. You see there, add some tape to the grill, 4 Goodyear tires, and Sunoco fuel as well for our defending champion, Ryan Blaney. And
I can't get over how low to the ground the left sides of these cars are. Because the right side's a little up. Chase is going to beat Blaney out. Harvick's going to take the lead here, I think. Hey, how about that? Kevin Harvick. Denny. Ooh, Denny almost got it. Kevin Harvick got the lead. Denny second. Denny gained 5 spots, dude. Harvick, Hamlin, Reddick. Keselowski dropped 2. Chase drops 2. Blaney dropped 5. My God, Kevin Harvick's pit crew. They used to be the number 1 reason they weren't winning races. Now they're getting them in a position to win one. I got to pee.
I don't know. We talked about how crazy the race was when it started. Who figured or who had in their fantasy league 3 Fords in the top 5 at the end of stage 1? The Fords have shown up here. I mean, it's been fascinating to watch how well they work in the corner, through the center of the corner, and can get position.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see with your adjustments made as this racetrack continues to cool off as the temperature goes down out here. What's going to happen with all of that? So I think we saw some drivers that were needing some really good runs to step up here this afternoon and really do the job in that first stage. The other thing, Cal, fascinating to watch drivers, especially the veteran drivers, work and work and work to make a pass. We saw Brad work so hard there just to get that second spot.
If you're a young guy watching racing, you're watching guys set up each other. And that's the amazing part. Watching Brad, he set up the 9 car, he took advantage of it, he tried, he figured out where the weakness was, and was able to do it. I know we're getting ready to go green, but who would have figured that we could mount a camera on top of Mount Washington in the northern part of New Hampshire and catch us on the back of this truck? I mean, I would have never believed that either.
Yeah, we've been a little bit everywhere here, but it's really fun racing and to watch this, and I think the intensity is only going to ramp up as these drivers really don't know how long they may go here this afternoon.
Yeah.
Kevin Harvick leads the field down the front straightaway. He's got to thank his pit crew for that great pit stop work. This is the first laps he's led since Darlington back in May. So, and he's got great pace in this race car today. We've seen him drive up through the field. I mean, I didn't see him coming out here and beating Denny Hamlin and the rest of these guys to win this race, but he very well could do it.
You and I had a conversation about fantasy teams. How's he going to run? I had him in the top 10, 6, 7, 8. I just didn't see this out of the 4 doing a nice job. You see stage 1 points. Blaney with 10. Larson comes in with 1. So that can help your fantasy team. And, Kyle Petty picks on being everywhere on the racetrack. I can assure you of one thing. Reddick right there in 5th.
Reddick's points right there. That's critical for that team as they look at a potential win for Harvick or just themselves just trying to fight to stay above that bump. That's really important for them. Anytime they can get any stage points, they're few and far between for that team.
That's my favorite Kevin Harvick paint scheme, too. They ran that at Michigan last year. Yeah. He won both Michigan races in the same weekend with that paint scheme last year. I keep seeing that set pop up on that diecast group of somebody selling the Michigan sweep set. The Harvick diecast collection will be really cool, and I'm not even a Harvick fan. Harvick picked the outside line, Hamlin inside front row. We're having a throwback to 2020 with the Hamlin-Harvick deal. Hey, Robert, you want to talk about the 2019 New Hampshire race? That was the one where Hamlin tried to bump and run Harvick on the last lap and failed miserably. I kid, Robert, I kid.
Guys, real quick, pit road's a tricky place. Take a listen to what Chase Elliott battled on that last stop.
That box is super bleeding, like 5 broken axles or something. Yeah, it's a common complaint here, unfortunately.
Yeah, we heard about that yesterday with your son. Harrison Burton complained. He's like, I knew we had that in the notes. I should have done a better job in the pit stall right there. So
you have Harvick's 2020 Busch Light and the wow, that's cool. I almost bought Harvick's 2001 car, the first one, not the one with the red 29, the one with the black 29s. I almost bought that. What a fucking jump by Harvick. Denny Hamlin totally blew that restart, as he often does. Reddick's into second. 3 wide, Chastain, Blaney, and Bill. Chastain has gone 3 wide on every restart today. He's going 3 wide again. Chastain's going 3 wide on every restart. Harvick got away with the lead, Reddick and Elliott. Hamlin settled into 4th. That really hurt Keselowski the most on that restart, but he's coming back now. He just passed Denny. Reddick going for 2nd on Chase. Blaney got killed on pit road, essentially ruined his race for now. Hamlin fucked Keselowski on the restart. Boy, Reddick's car is like just on the edge of control when he's underneath somebody.
Yeah, you wouldn't think there would be much difference. You could see the difference in the color of the asphalt in that 3rd seam that the 9-car runs through the middle of the corner. You can tell they're very faded on that outside. It's really old asphalt.
We have 2 hours and 8 minutes till sunset. I do believe it's 8:20 sunset. Oh, look at Reddick drifting. He looked like me at fucking Knoxville. Yeah. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. God damn, that's a long stage. 110 laps. Got 100 to go. Yeah.
BJ McLeod is on the lead lap.
BJ McLeod's on the lead lap, 86 laps in at New Hampshire.
Maybe not allowing Dave to finish the corner the way he wants to.
Justin Haley, Corey LaJoy.
My original pick, Kyle Larson, is 7th. Gave up track position in stage 1 for tires. Got back to the top 10. He's still there. Keselowski passing Hamlin for 4th. Working on it anyway. Nope. Got tight. It's Almirola's best racetrack, I figure, outside of like Daytona or whatever. Although in NASCAR Heat 5, Eric Almirola's the greatest road course racer of all time. He'll fucking drive away from you. Every road course. Uh-oh, Michael. Chase Briscoe's got a problem.
He's rolling around the apron. Now he's about 2/3 of a lap behind him. Sensory fire. Let's listen in.
Briscoe's still on the lead lap, but he basically almost stopped. His ECU cut off.
Low oil protection. The engine shut off or wouldn't run the full song. He apparently reset it or the car corrected itself. He's now underway, but 24 seconds behind the leader, last car on the lead lap.
That's so frustrating. That's that check engine light you keep ignoring at home. This little light. Look at this. That lap skate is all over the back of Tyler Reddick. Tyler's going to be a difficult pass. Watch Keselowski. Let's see if he tries to turn that car on corner exit to get a run. That's what he's trying
Brad's
to do.
running my line from the video game.
Reddick with good exit speed, though. You see it help Keselowski. So now he learned something. If he gets close enough to Tyler Reddick, can he use that to ultimately try to make a pass?
Bump him.
Almirola in the top 10. How about it?
These guys are finding in that bottom groove.
Track's rubbering up now. It's pretty grippy out there. Grippier than it's been all day, and it's cool outside. This will be such a pleasant race to be at because it's like cool. How many times do we go to races and just melt?
I don't know, the 600 was weird.
600 was fucking weird, man. Darlington was comfortable.
Yeah.
The Xfinity race was hot, but mostly comfortable. Just sunny as shit. We weren't in the shade. There's like no shade at Darlington. Harvick's got about a 2.5 lead on Chase. Taking advantage of that pit stop. You give him the lead and long run speed, and this if this whole stage goes green, Harvick will lap up pretty high. He's going to lap a lot of cars if it stays green. Good, keep Joey out of this fucking race. I'd design the dumbest paint scheme ever for Kevin Harvick if I win that contest.
This guy, as he continues to lead, he's got over a second lead.
Been a long time for Harvick to have that view, hasn't it?
Oh, but you know it feels normal to him, man. Hey, do you want to give this team momentum? I mean, you had them on the ground. Do you want to let them up and give them momentum? They can become really dangerous.
Not too worried about Hendrick, as Chase is pretty solid top 3 car the entire race, and Larson's sitting there in 7th. I just really enjoyed that 8 or 9, 10-week run where they won almost everything.
Didn't have a choice. He kind of got that accident. Blaney just hasn't executed the best of the.
Oh, Karen, we're thinking about going to Bristol. I really would like to go to Bristol.
Players that are going to cycle to the front.
Larson getting himself back in the
Bristol
battle.
and the
He's got good
Roval.
speed. Third fastest on the racetrack that lap. Making up ground from that pit strategy from early in the race we talked about, Steve.
Been a big weekend for Larson, too.
Larson third fastest on track.
Huge sprint car race at Eldora. Excited to see him win it.
You could have a race-winning car here and run 10th the entire run because it's so hard to pass.
Driving like sprint car.
Good save right there. Gives up a lot of time, though.
He looked like you in a sprint car.
Not only a sprint car win, but contract extended. Right? Hedger Motorsports comes out and said, this guy's so good, which we all saw from the results, that we're going to sign him for a few more years to drive this 5-car.
Not only that, but HenryCars.com saying, hey, we got so much positive results.
Gee, I can't believe Rick Hendrick's company that he owns is like, oh, we want to sponsor Kyle Larson. Of course you do.
The quarter panels of this car.
Hamlin, 4th place, past Tyler Reddick. Hamlin gave up the front row with a bad restart,
Hamlin chooses not to do it. We saw him
clawing his way back.
earlier in the race.
And maybe that's Tyler Reddick saying, you know what? I made a lot of mistakes. They're making too many mistakes. He has said that. I think
Blaney's car is starting to come back to him, but he got fucked on pit road and on the restart. So
Let's be smart. Let's keep making this car better. See if that's better for him.
old BJ's having the run of his life today.
Trying to work his way back up through the field, Dylan. And guys, yeah, just a quick note on Blaney. So they lost all that track position on that stop. They had a wheel gun malfunction at the end of stage 1. So
Dylan Welch looks like Nick Foles. I bet his dick's nowhere near as big as Nick Foles, though.
Car's really pretty good. Ryan's been pretty happy with it. It's doing exactly what he needs it to. Allowed him to advance forward.
You know, that boy Foles, he's packing, according to Urban Legend.
Car there, Tyler Reddick gives up that position, and Tyler Reddick had great early run speed. I think they can work on
That was a huge move by Blaney right there.
We see it time and
Blaney,
time again,
top
how they sell it
5.
off down into turn 3.
Don't look now, that 5 car is coming alive.
Did not do that.
I think that
Knocking on the door, top 5 spot.
gives them that ability.
And etiquette. Because when you two raced, if someone overdrove the corner and slid up in front of you, you would have hit
Almirola not, they just passed Bill.
Proud to do it.
Look at Larson's driving to the corner.
You did
Absolutely.
it. Everybody would say, yep, he deserved it.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's just part of racing.
I will say, though, that the etiquette in racing for position in every position has changed as well, too. There was lots of give and take back 10, 15 years ago where these guys don't
Oop,
give
Larson had a
them
bad
second
corner and let
places.
Chastain get to. Boy, Chastain's going to
Keep positions.
use every inch of the racetrack today.
Points throughout the race.
Great point.
He was near the infield trying to pass Larson.
And I'm glad that that's the change they made, because if it makes the racing more intense, makes the drivers work harder, makes them fight harder throughout the entire race, I'm all for it, especially up here in the booth.
How about Chastain at 42?
Just, I was just bragging about how Larson looked the last couple laps, and he just got passed
Around him for position.
by Chastain.
On the racetrack.
Bowman to the top.
Bowman, top 10.
Alex Bowman.
Nope, not yet.
Yesterday's winner of the Xfinity Series, Christopher Bell. Christopher had some good speed early in the race. Trying to work his way back into the top
So what
10
happens
now.
when you're not driving the fastest car?
Trouble is
Yeah. Bell looks human now that he's not in the 54 car.
Harvick out to an impressive lead over Chase Elliott.
Harvick, Elliott, Kozlowski, Hamlin, Blaney.
Yeah, this looks like a championship 5.
That could be the 4 right there. That top 4 could easily be the 4 because I ain't done on Harvick yet, just because he ain't won a race.
I don't want him to win more. I feel bad for him, really.
It's just Harvick's. They had such an incredibly high standard last year. Harvick's actually having a really good year.
Statistically.
Yeah. Was the closest he got to a win was that clusterfuck at Kansas. Because there was a tire 90 fucking yards away from the racetrack, Dylan. That's unsafe. So let's bunch them up and wreck because that's safe. I just love the irony of that. Oh, it was a safety issue, so they made them all bunch up on a restart and had about 4 or 5 wrecks at the end of the race. We are 1 hour and 59 minutes away from sunset. It's the most laps Harvick's led since Texas last fall, where his fall from grace began. If he didn't hit the wall at Texas on a wet racetrack, he probably would have still made the Final Four. Is it football season yet? Every time I scroll Twitter and see something football related, I'm like, come on, bitch. That's the great thing about football. The season's 4 months and the playoffs are months. So you get like 5 months, and the other 7 months of the year are just like, oh, I want football. It's like gone long enough for you to really fucking miss it when it comes back. I'm going to check Loudon weather again. I know the weather's clear. I just want to make sure I got sunset right because I think it's 8:20. Only a 15% chance of rain through 7 p.m. Of course, there was only a 15% chance earlier.
Visit NASCAR.com/kids500 and you enter the code SOUND for the chance to take home a NASCAR Kids Club Toyota Camry diecast car. I'm pretty excited to hear that for a moment.
They're listening to you.
See themselves on the big screen. We're going to ride on board with all these drivers right here. Listen all up at once.
Fight for the lead and this lap traffic, I think.
Very challenging track. We sort of got to experience this last week in Atlanta. How hard it is to get around the track. How much you're working the steering wheel. Mainly on corner exit. He's got to be checking that right rear. Look at Harvick down there leading the race and sliding the right rear off the corner.
Why's Bubba got an in-car camera?
As we were on board with Kevin Harvick, he was lapping Chase Briscoe, which was,
Man, Harvick needs the wheel a lot.
it was unfortunate for Joey Logano because he was hoping to get that one of those, or that last lap.
Elliott's the only guy in the same league as Harvick right now. He's about 7/10, and he's losing it now because he's got lap cars too wide in front of him as Harvick drives away.
Had that problem. He's not as
Keselowski's 2.5 seconds back in third.
right now without that mechanical issue. You can shut the car down.
Third place battle right here. Keselowski holds on to it over Denny Hamlin. Hamlin let that 2-car go earlier in the run, but now he's stalked him back down. Trying to put himself in position to find a weakness in this 2-car. Use it to get around him. 2-car got in the corner pretty deep there. See the 11 close up on the inside.
These guys finished first and second last year. Keselowski winning.
Well, that 52 car is dangerously slow.
Marty.
Watching two of the better cars in the long run here with Brad Keselowski and Denny Hamlin. Problem is they let Kevin Harvick check out a bit here. You know, Hamlin really hasn't been in the game much today, Jeff. They're finally on the tire cycle.
Damn, they finally lapped BJ.
Talking to Chris Gabehart this morning, he said Denny has always been good at this racetrack. You guys talked about how it suits his style. He said, in fact, I think without the PJ1 here,
Harvick's lead over Chase is back to about 1.2 seconds. It got within about 4/10, but then traffic hit. See, we don't need PJ1 to make a good track worse. I miss the Miller Lite paint schemes too, but I do like this current one he's got today. But yeah, Miller Lite paint schemes were always nice. The black and gold Miller cars from the 90s were so cool. And the throwbacks when Brad drove those.
I love unknowns. What I really like is teams didn't know till Friday. Right? But it wasn't, the tracking compound wasn't going to be applied. And that made them make some really late.
That pissed the drivers off big time. So they didn't want it applied, but all their setups and everything they're bringing to this race are from last year's race with the traction compound. The day before they get to the track, oh, we're not putting that down this weekend. And it's like, thanks, 38 setups are now completely fucking useless. I feel like that was NASCAR's way of getting at them for complaining about Atlanta. Almirola just passed Chastain for 8th. Tell him, man, Almirola at New Hampshire. 2 cars in the top 10, one of them leading the race and driving away. Hendrick still got 3 cars in the top 10, 1 in the top 5. It's quite a mix in the top 10.
Good consistency. Well in top 16, fighting for a playoff spot. And this year, it's been
Almirola's going to pass Larson. He's faster than Larson right now.
points. It's not very good at all.
Man, I wish I'd
Top
show this
22,
line.
so they're absolutely in a must-win situation, and we've seen them doing it in places like, you know, Daytona or Talladega. Going into that race, having that pressure on him, that might be one of the guys with the most pressure on himself when they go to Daytona for that cup race, that final race of the regular season.
You mentioned the difference between this year and last year. Last year, this 10 car had 18 top 10s. So far this year, 2.
Remember that run last year? Almirola had like 9 straight top 10s or something. He had some kind of crazy streak last year.
And the young driver has won a truck race here. We saw him down on pit road before the race.
Usually when they cut to somebody like Cole Custer, I expect it's
excited to go run. Just had a little pep in his step, and here he is inside the top 15. Got a win in his rookie season. You know, the sophomore
Like
season,
2020 and 2021 have been a complete fucking blur. I did like when we came back from the pandemic last year and there was like 3 races a week. It was pretty cool. At one point you had a race on Sunday, Wednesday, and then the following Saturday. And it was like, wow, 3 races in that many days.
Industry took notice that this kid might have the talent. Still needs a little more time, I think. And then you're right, this company isn't where they want to be.
The low point last year was that midweek race at Kansas that literally nobody watched. It got like the worst ratings ever. And I remember having to struggle to remember when it was coming on. I was like, yeah, they just didn't advertise this race good. Hey, Hamlin passed Keselowski, finally, 3rd place. He's about 4 seconds behind Kevin Harvick. Get after it. With no sign of a yellow coming anytime soon.
Doesn't have to be a win, just a nice solid day.
Well, they haven't run inside the top 15 since all the way back at Dover. So at some point you have to say, hey, man.
The last Kentucky winner, God willing, Cole Custer.
You talk about that truck race that he won. He was 16 years old. He was the youngest truck winner ever. And when he won that race, and you talked about it putting him on the map, it did. It was a big win for his whole career.
He's still only 23, right? We talk about him like, oh, 30 years old.
Man.
Second year at Cub, he's getting older. 23 years old.
It's right along. The helmet cam.
Why are we showing Bubba? When I was driving them fucking dirt cars earlier, did you not see me going? That's when I know I'm struggling in a video game. If I'm comfortable in a video game, I'm just playing it, looking normal. But on them dirt cars, I kept going, leaning.
Now as he goes through turn 2, down the back straightaway, using that apron on corner exit.
Yeah, if you guys could have seen me playing SRX, both dirt races I attempted to do, I was leaning over. And I haven't done that playing a video game in a long time.
Still going through bumps, all the way down into the braking zone, turning the wheel. That's when you really can easily lock up the front tires on these race cars if you're braking and turning. And those bumps continue, not just on entry, but down into the corner.
Bubba ho-hum, he's running 19th.
Drivers trying to get through those bumps, and if the cars hit the splitter and doing all kinds of bad things, nothing you can do about it.
Also, as you watch, and look at his visuals. On the right are braking marks. And on the track itself, see those seams, see those white lines right above DoorDash on his dashboard? That's his visual marker. So, off turn 4, down the front straightaway, you're then looking to the
How about SRX at New Hampshire? Michael, you'd be excited about that. That'd be cool.
Now you picking up, where do I need my left front tire?
Michael like this
Where do I
race?
need to be on this race?
Nah, but he was there yesterday.
Great references here to really help put your car where it needs to go.
He was there for the modified race.
Love riding along with these onboards, especially that helmet cam.
Harvick, Elliott, Hamlin, Keselowski, Blaney, top 5.
Drivers are dealing with that.
That's quite a mix.
Endurance racing, there's
Just chugging along.
these and the
I said we're throwing it back to 2020 with a Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin domination. It is 6:31. We are an hour and 49 minutes away from Cy. Philip bears repeating. I was considering watching WWE tonight, but this race is going to run so long. I'm not going to spend my 3 free hours before work tomorrow watching a shitty wrestling show. Just because there's actually going to be people there. I watched one part of SmackDown Friday night. The first match, it was the Usos and Roman Reigns versus Edge and Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. Good match. Rest of the show, not interested. But I was happy to see Edge.
With the bump and run in 2019. Takes Denny Hamlin for another win. Wonder if he can keep it going today. Get that.
Yeah, Michael, I guess you did dodge a bullet by not going today. You didn't have to sit in the rain delay. You got to watch me play the video game you bought me. Much better. Look how wide Harvick's eyes are. And he's leading the race. Look at his eyes. Is it the fucking glasses making his eyes look bigger?
He's like, Denny, this Adderall is great, man. Led this many laps in a while.
Remember when people complained on Reddit that Harvick's rear windshield was caved in and then NASCAR penalized him after the race because somebody on Reddit saw it? Now somebody on Reddit's going to go, see how wide his eyes were? I think Harvick's on drugs. He's going to get a random drug test after the race because somebody on Reddit's going to point it out. Chase is about a second back from Harvick. It's fluctuating between a second and a second and a half depending on where Harvick is in traffic and where Chase is in traffic. Everybody else is kind of running where they're running. Like there's no real battle going on right now. Certainly not in the top 10. They're all pretty spread out.
See how much he's working. He's in that car. He's leading the race. Still workload is high, but he wasn't all that.
This is Harvick's kind of racetrack. He loves this kind of racetrack. His whole career, Phoenix, Richmond, New Hampshire, this is his kind of deal. Especially Phoenix and Richmond. Uh-oh, Quinn Houff just wrecked. Slowest car on the racetrack just wrecked. Right near the halfway point of stage 2. We got a caution.
Looks like some damage on the left side of the left rear. Deck lid's wrinkled up.
Yep, no green flag pit stops today. Austin Dillon was on pit road. If he gets to the end of the pit road before Harvick comes around, he'll stay out and get the lead here and everybody pits. Junior says it looks like Austin's going to lose a lap. So I'm about to say that could have really worked out for Austin Dillon, but it won't. At least that's what Junior said. And if Dale Jr. said it, it must be true. Damn, he got dumped. Who was that? Newman. Ryan Newman wrecked the 0-0. All right, that's Junior. He's raced with Newman a lot. He knows. Junior knows the deal. Chase Briscoe free pass, Michael.
He said what?
Dillon will lose a lap. Sorry, Junior. You just got pointed out he was on pit road.
And again, Joe Logano.
Ryan Newman must have really needed a caution.
Position to try to get that lap back that he lost earlier in the race. Let's take a look at this crash here.
Joey Logano's still a lap down. Back and to the left.
Way back.
Oh, he totally wrecked him.
Damn.
Yep. I need the driver, the spotter, and the owner of the 6 of the truck post-race. I'm kidding. They don't care about him wrecking Quinn Houff. Did everybody a favor. Although Quinn Houff, if he's able to keep going now, he's just going to be even slower and even more in the way. If he's able to keep going. New Hampshire is one of Ryan Newman's best tracks. He knew exactly what he was doing. Ryan Newman, badass modified motherfucker at New Hampshire as well.
Sponsor in this series, been around sponsoring races forever.
I remember when I was 10 years old, Ryan Newman gave me my first ever contract to drive a modified car.
Big race for sportsman guys.
Yeah, I was driving around New York City, and Ryan Newman pulled up next to me at a stoplight, and we raced, and he let me drive his modified. I have a picture to prove it.
There's a financial repercussion for that 0-0, so just unfortunate.
I ain't gonna bother. I was gonna. One of my profile pictures on Facebook once was Ryan Newman in NASCAR 2005 going when he pulls up next to you. I was gonna say I took a picture of him when we were stopped at the stoplight.
Kind of the same boat
They split the stage
earlier was right in the middle of the stage.
Well, duh, you pit here, everybody.
I think everybody comes to come down here.
Yeah, Captain Obvious, Dale Jr. I think everybody pits here. Yeah, no shit.
Come to pit road halfway through this second stage.
Let caution count.
NASCAR still planning on running to lap 301? Or are they still waiting to surprise us?
On Sirius XM.
This is in. The race has been called.
It probably really depends on like when the cautions. If we get a shit ton of cautions, then
4 to go in stage 2. Hey guys, we're calling it after the stage.
Eastern Jeff, you ready? I'm ready. That's the week of Watkins Glen. It's always fun talking to this.
why does Half even have a ride? I don't know. Landon Castle used to drive that car. At least he'd get the fuck out of the way. Quinn House daddy's probably rich or something, I figure. Put John West Townley in the doubles era. That dude wrecked so much he had to retire from concussions at a young age.
Coming to pit road, buddy.
Yes, we do, and Chase Elliott will be the first one in. So last time down, they made an air pressure adjustment and a track bar adjustment. Maybe went a little bit
Race off pit road's going to decide the race later because they're so even. Not right now, but later, the last pit stop will. Because it's a really competitive race. Any one of those top 5 can win this race.
I think Denny's going to get it on too, right?
In my opinion, anybody in the top 10 can win the race. Depends on who gets the lead late. Harvick had a little faster stop than Denny. Right at Harvick. It's all about Keselowski now. Harvick still got the lead. Harvick, Hamlin, Keselowski, Elliott drops to 4th, Almirola 5th, and Blaney lost 4 spots on pit road again. That's 2 bad pit stops for Blaney. Eric Almirola, we got 2 Stuart Haas cars in the top 5. This is not a drill.
I would give anything to see Almirola. Fuck the playoffs. So that'd knock Austin Dillon out. Austin Dillon not making the playoffs? Yeah, you need to lose your ride.
Yesterday was a sad day for me. The bass player, one of my favorite bands, quit. Lexi Fox quit Steel Panther. They won't say why, but they came up with a really funny in-character reason. Steel Panther, you know, they have like fake names, and they're like, it's hard to say they're a parody band because they're a kick-ass fucking band, but they play like goofy music. They're basically parodying like 80s metal. And they were like, well, Lexi had been in and out of a sex rehab, and during this pandemic, to raise money when we weren't doing shows, he started grooming animals, you know, doing their hair. And, well, Lexi just wants to go off and have a career taking care of animals, so he quit Steel Panther. I'm like, there's a reason why he quit, but they won't say. They're just going to be funny about it. Said he had sex addiction rehab, and one thing led to another, and now he's not in the band anymore. I'm supposed to go see Steel Panther in September. Lead guitar player Satchel for Steel Panther. He's fucking hilarious. He's like one of the funniest comedians I've ever seen. He can play the fuck out of guitar. And he's not old, but they're pretending that they're old, washed up 80s rock stars. And an interviewer asked him, what was the best song you ever wrote? And he goes, oh shit, dude, I don't know. I'm in my late 60s. I don't fucking know. He's not even like 50 yet. He's like, you know, dude, I'm in my late 60s, man. I don't know. And if you're doing drugs, man, don't be a fucking pussy and quit. It's rock and roll.
Some investigating. Watch Quinn.
Oh, look.
Zero car and hand out the window, like saying, "Hey, man, I'm giving you the inside. Just, I'm gonna get out of your way and give you the inside."
Did Ryan Newman think he was flipping him off?
Go down in the corner, Ryan Newman gets into the back of him and wrecks Quinn. See right here.
So Quinn was trying to wave him by and said, "I'll give you the bottom," and Ryan Newman must have said, "Nope, you're giving me the top."
You know how slow he was going, and Quinn's like, "Man, I told you to bottom.
Oh, hit him
What do you
under
want me to
caution.
do? Just
Take him home.
NASCAR don't like that.
I like how Quinn used the damaged side of his car to go retaliate. Now, I probably wouldn't have thought that well and probably would have used the right front. But he's like, you know what, I'm going to get this guy. I'm not going to make my car any worse than it already is. Pretty smart. Seeing the field handle the choose rule here.
Those guys had some issues on pit road. The 8 of Reddick, you said, Jeff, had some issues. And the 24 of Byron lost some spots. The 8, he was 6. He slid through the box. The 24 is 15th.
Harvick, Hamlin, Almirola, Keselowski, Larson, Elliott, the third row. Pit road's going to decide this race. I'm telling you now.
For William Byron, he's fine. Give me a thumbs up. We are digging for the replay right now, but he's all good.
That's great news.
No, Newman just ready to go.
Great to see.
Getting checked out by Rob Lopes.
He's the pit stall. Yeah, pit stall in front of him.
Another long-time pit crew employee.
Inside second row.
Years ago. Field's wrapping around turns 3 and 4 to the exit of turn 4.
I could tell Dale Jr.'s having a hard time being the lead announcer. He's doing a good job, but he's just like, Harvick, Hamlin. Hamlin gets a much better restart this time, but Harvick still smoked him. Reddick went 3 wide. Chastain was on the outside line, so he couldn't go 3 wide this time. He would have if he was on the bottom. Harvick, Hamlin get away. They're side by side, every car on back after that. And Almirola, 4th place. He's trying to go for 3rd.
The guy on the outside has the momentum on corner exit, has the drive off. The guy on the bottom is fighting.
Ooh, Chase to the inside of Almirola. He pushed up. Ooh, I thought that was going to be a spin. I thought Chase was spinning Almirola, but he didn't. 3 wide. Almirola, Chase, Larson. Look at Chastain throwing a ridiculous block on Blaney. And they're still 3 wide, Larson, Elliott, and Almirola. Oh, Chase, you got to lift. Larson passed both of them. Sneaky fucker. Larson's like, I heard there's some asshole in North Carolina that gets $15 if I win. They're starting to race a lot harder. About 12 laps from halfway. At that point, the race is official. Bell, Blaney, and Chastain.
Christopher Bell, almost contact between him and Matt DiBenedetto. Reddick getting a little bit loose.
Reddick's still on the apron back there. He's running about 3
Well,
laps
they're
on the
fighting
apron.
hard for 4th.
Let's see. This 8 car going to try the apron again. He runs a low lane. How abruptly will it turn for an exit?
These restarts are physical.
Oh, Bubba! Bubba and Chris Buescher just wrecked off of 2. Bubba has a little bit of damage, but he should be okay. He's got flat tires.
Spun down the entrance of the road course, missed that interior wall.
Yeah, Bubba's fine. Just crinkled in around the left side, the left rear tire. Buescher's got heavy damage, though.
Down on the 17, Chris Buescher's Ford.
On the right side door, Buescher's car.
A month and a half ago, and since then, nothing's going right.
Longtime sponsor Fastenal on board for this Roush Ford. Trying to get his way back to pit road.
Yeah, we talked to Chris this week. You could just hear, regardless of what he was saying, you could hear the disappointment, just trying to figure out what to do. Now, the concern here is no interliners.
Hey, Joey.
Joey Logano back on the lead lap.
The other pieces of suspension. Let's take a look at what happened, guys.
See the contact with the 8 right there, but something happening behind him. 23 just gets loose off the corner.
23 run out of talent.
Just gets loose off the
Like you
corner.
ever had any to begin with.
Nowhere for 17 Buescher to go.
And Bubba's fine, but Buescher's not.
Very lucky where they were on the racetrack.
It's a good camera angle. Oh, Bubba just got loose.
Buescher got into the back of him and helped him
I didn't
around.
see Buescher was all the way to his inside. But if Buescher did hit him, he totally fucked himself in the process.
No, I can already picture the Boomer statement from this.
Yeah.
Look at Bubba taking out a potential playoff driver.
Bubba, who was also a potential playoff driver.
Exactly.
Potential, I'm not saying. I think he just gets back in the gas to try to keep up with the 99, and the car comes around. Oh, no, he got hit a little bit by the 99. Suarez came up earlier than Bubba anticipated, and Bubba was getting back in the gas and spun out. Nobody's fault, just one of them things.
Bubba get together, and that brings the back, that kind of whips the back of his car around. suddenly.
And poor Chris Buescher was totally innocent. Buescher didn't do anything wrong.
If Buescher didn't turn and stayed straight, he would have shot Bubba back up and come to the field.
Yeah, he'd got more damage than he got.
Yeah, that orange and blue number 22 that went through the smoke, he was going to be finally.
They got some Bear Bond and some WD-40 for Bubba's car.
After 140 laps, he's found his way.
Joey Logano is 28th and on the lead lap now.
Miss out on that opportunity every caution, but here he is with a position to put himself back in the lead lap, and now he has to figure out how to get creative to find that track position. He's not going to pass all these cars and just drive to the front, but what can his crew chief do to try to get creative with track position?
Well, with the free pass here, once he gets his lap back, he'll absolutely come to pit road, no penalty not to. He's going to have to start at the tail of the field, so then you're kind of on your own window. See what kind of yellows come in. To your point, see how far he can drive up in the field. Right now, I'm thinking I need to really help him out, but if he can drive that car into the top 10, top 15, top 18, you know, don't gamble your way out of a good run. Like, sometimes just be happy you're back on the lead lap.
Come on.
You know what? If we get in the top 15, we're going to
Don't
get out
be
of here.
concerned now, Steve.
Depends. Let me see how fast he is, and I'll give you my answer.
There's 27 cars on the lead lap. And I've been watching Logano. Like, he hasn't really been able to pass a lot of people. He doesn't seem like he has.
Well, of course he can't, Jip. He wasn't on the lead lap. Yes. But Suarez is the one who kind of caused it, so...
He can't be racist.
Yeah, he can't be racist. He's another minority. Steve Letarte knows the Hendrick crew guys by name because they're probably his guys. Ooh! Damn, Ryan Newman's hitting everybody. He hit a guy on pit road. He hit Quinn Half. What about that dude that got hit in the back with a tire? Was it last week? That would have scared the shit. He's got his back turned trying to, like, get a tire in and he gets fucking hit in the back with a tire. That would have scared the hell out of me. Because I'd be like half a second, is that a car hitting me or is it a tire?
He's hiding. He's like, nope.
Those guys definitely.
He's trying to not be on camera, and they're like, get him on camera.
And stick of ball sports where there's a backup, someone playing a backup position to him, right? He doesn't want to give that guy an opportunity to step into that role. He doesn't want to have to sit out a week or a few weeks and allow someone else to come in there and perform and take that job away.
He's like, hey, man, you're on TV.
Before this caution, Junior, we had a little action up front between the 10 car of Eric Almirola and Chase Elliott. So what did Almirola think about that move by the 9? Take a listen.
What the hell was it? He just dove way down in there. If I didn't give him a lane, he was going to just destroy it. They're just not used to getting past, but they might as well get used to it.
Ooh, guy who's won one race in 15 fucking years, and his guys are going to talk some shit.
For every inch you can on the bottom of the track.
Yeah, Chase Elliott's a champion, and you're not. That's why he drives harder than you, because he knows what it takes to win.
I'm not taking it from you, right? I'm not taking it. I'm up here. I've earned this spot. I'm going to race you hard. Got to stand in
I bet you don't finish ahead of him.
Attitudes like that are what make us.
I don't believe it.
I bet you Almirola don't finish ahead of Larson or Chase.
I like Almirola standing up for himself.
Yeah, stand up for yourself. You're still not a good driver, and you're still not going to beat him.
That's, you know, unfortunately.
Look at Eric Almirola trying desperately to be relevant.
So let's just remember that.
Tugging on Superman's cape with his fucking no talent having ass.
Ready for Premier Lacrosse League, the All-Star game.
Should have been out of this series like 3 or 4 years ago.
BC.
Don't forget the lacrosse all-star game.
Oh, shit. Lacrosse is coming on at 7. Sorry, guys. We got to stop the stream and go watch lacrosse. 41 to go in the stage. Harvick, Hamlin, Larson, Keselowski, Elliott, and some guy in the 10 car that nobody knows. And Hamlin fucking blows the goddamn restart, and Chastain goes 3 wide again. Chastain, every time he's on the inside, he goes 3 wide. Fucking A, Almirola. And Hamlin, mostly Hamlin. Harvick and Keselowski are in a league of their own. I don't want to be behind the 11 car on these restarts. He's kind of shitting the bed. And Keselowski's going for the lead. Keselowski's car's fired off really good here. Chastain's going 3 wide again. Never mind, Larson checked up. Tucked in behind Blaney, but Chastain was looking to go 3 wide again. Harvick's got a rear view mirror full of that Tron car. Here's a lead change. It's coming. Brad to his inside. Lame duck driver my ass. Cleared him, takes the lead. Chase goes 3 wide on Chastain and Bell. Passes him. And Keselowski has the lead now.
Oh!
Ew!
Christopher Bell got dumped.
Bell ran over Chastain off of 4.
That would have been big.
Yeah. I'm glad Chase got away from that mess. Thank you, Denny Hamlin, for putting us back there in that.
Got that 2 cars pretty quickly.
Ross has been pretty aggressive today, trying to take every opportunity he can on these restarts, and that's what you got to do.
This is one reason why when you talk about track position here, as we take another look at it, the 20.
Yeah, that was Bell just hitting him. Yeah.
That would have been big.
Great job.
Anytime I see Ross get roughed up, I don't get mad because I'm like, Ross probably asked for it.
No, I just like picturing all the cars that
Yeah. Yeah, Chastain's a guy, when I see him get hit, I'm like, uh-oh, what'd he do to the guy that hit him? Because we know how Ross races. I love Ross Chastain, but he definitely drives over his head a lot. He got checked there by Christopher Bell. It's all good. He's still in front of Bell, too.
Hey,
Matty D loose.
Pay your teammate back and dump Christopher.
No, Kurt is going to make sure Ross wins Daytona to make the playoffs. How much you want to bet? Ross might be my pick for Daytona. I'm already looking ahead to that race because you know that race is going to determine a lot. Going to decide a lot of things.
It's a difficult position to be in. Where do you go? Look at Bowman trying to make it 3 wide, driving underneath Kurt.
By the way, this is the battle for fucking 10th we're watching right now, and they're driving like it's the last lap.
I'm gonna take the outside, try to get on that
Bell,
side
Kurt
of
Busch, Bowman, and Matt DiBenedetto.
Oh, you saw the racetrack. It's crazy there's any grip down there.
We're
whatsoever.
halfway. Safe to say if they get another shower, it's over.
Right, a lot of times,
There's a small chance they could get rain like they did earlier.
Someone, but Kurt was on the outside. They were all lined up on the outside. Now, Bowman is hoping he can clear this. If not, that outside line could just freight train him here.
Man, look how the one of Kurt Busch kind of running a little shallow on that corner entry takes away any advantage he has. Dylan, what you got on that 48?
Well, it's amazing when you look back at the history of Alex Bowman at this racetrack. He's never scored stage points or led a lap here. This has really been a thorn in his side. So, talking with Greg Imes, the crew chief, this morning, he said, hey, we're confident. You know, we may not go up here and win, but we have to feel like we do. We have to
The cross got bumped to CNBC. Those people are going to be pissed. I think more people get CNBC than NBC Sports, though.
battling for 12th or 13th like they are right now, but Alex is still working on getting this race car a little better. He's put a lot of
Brad looks
effort
pretty
into
fast to
getting
me.
himself better at this racetrack.
If somebody could get going on restarts, they'd probably be in good shape too, Robert. Hamlin's running Harvick down. Just takes him a few laps to get going.
Just crossed the halfway mark of the race, so this race is official. Started a little bit late due to the weather. Running
No, it started on time, but we got stopped 8 laps in because of
They're
weather.
not even like
is left to be seen.
considering the beginning of this race.
Uh-oh, look out. Chase is going to commit the sin of passing Eric Almirola for a top 5 spot after getting fucked on the restart.
Little fender tray, little bumper tag there earlier.
So now they're back together. If you're Chase, do you know you got into it last time, or you just whatever, it's racing as normal this time?
Whatever it's racing, Almirola's never up front anyway. What do you got to worry about?
That was just a little mistake on his part.
It's like the one of 3 times this year you'll probably see Almirola up front.
I think that
That's
the
not the
10 cars hold him up a
Or
little bit.
Daytona.
You can't wait too long. You have to race hard.
Or a Heat 5 road course.
Okay.
Yeah, NASCAR 85 road courses, though. That's a bad man.
Up the racetrack. Not able to do it.
When you do make a mistake, Steve, and get inside of somebody, you try to set that guy a little bit.
Hey, Ryan Newman's doing better than he was before he wrecked Quinn Half. He's made it up to 17th. So it worked out. I guess Newman's like, I need one good caution here to adjust on this thing, and we'll be in good shape.
Back of the car loose. Chase Elliott goes to the bottom.
Eric Almirola's about to see a familiar sight. The rear bumper of that 9 car in front of him.
San Jose, California. That's coming up at 7 p.m. Eastern on C.
Oh, look, Chase passed him. Top 5. Hello.
We're going to stick with this battle here, guys. We're going to take a break, but you're going to see all of it.
Ooh, we're going side by side. Who the fuck? Fuck off. Random number. Uh-oh. I'm rolling going to try passing back. Boy, I hate typing on this phone. How about new rule? Every race starts at least 1 o'clock unless it's on a fucking Saturday. I have work tomorrow. And WWE Money in the Bank starts in 2 minutes, Dylan. Fuck. I was considering it, but not now. Eric Almirola finally gets to see what it's like to race with a champion. That's pretty interesting. It's like the highlight of his career, being able to like be anywhere near Chase Elliott at any point during a race.
And he blew it. Oh.
Career highlight, Eric Almirola runs 6th right behind Chase Elliott.
Ooh.
Put that on the fucking Hall of Fame video package, if he ever made Hall of Fame. Blaney passes Hamlin. Is that for 3rd? Yep. Like I still got my fucking laptop fan on for the power brick. Hey, that commercial showed a race we were at.
Ford showed up today.
Penske and Gibbs are always so good here. I'm just happy to have 2 Hendrick cars anywhere near the front based on how they've been at New Hampshire over the years.
Back in New Hampshire, where Brad Keselowski continues to lead over Kevin Harvick. Ryan Blaney's moved into 2nd place around Denny Hamlin. You're looking at the battle right here for 5th place. It continues to rage on. Chase
It's a raging.
Chase just passed Eric a few laps ago, but Eric's hanging tight.
It's flat uncomfortable.
I think there's a little rage in that car. There was contact a little bit.
And Almirola's making another run at him. Look at this. Look at this, Jeff Gordon. Go ahead, burn your fucking tires up, dumbass. I'm going to show that 9 car.
Right? He's not going to be able to put himself in. So, sitting there running 6, he can see it from where he is. It's really only the first time all year he could see a win. So that gives you optimism. It steps up the intensity.
I keep waiting
so interesting to me too. We saw this.
Is the Reddit crowd going to be upset because Chase is beating up on one of their fucking favorites?
Somebody's right on his back bumper. The pass is made, but then the lead car. You see it? Eric upset, pushing that car in the corner.
Eric's upset.
Effective racetrack as far as the lead car.
Look, we only got 23 to go on the stage. But Chase, I'd burn my shit up racing this guy hard. Fuck him. Whiny little fuck.
So I was wondering if Chase would say, all right, he's getting a little upset with me, but Chase drove it down in the corner with him.
I don't know. I mean, I think if these guys are racing together for the first time,
it's the first time I can remember Chase being anywhere near Eric Almirola.
You're going to get underneath his skin.
Oh, I think we're there. Oh,
Oh, look, Chase is still holding him off. So you got anything else you want to try? And here comes Larson. See, basically, Chase Elliott's just, I don't know, a 35 times better driver than Eric Almirola.
That's currently over on CNBC. Looking for that?
Chase Elliott did more in his first 2 Cup seasons where he didn't win a Cup race than Almirola's done his entire fucking life in a race car. Ward Burton's somewhere calling his brother a faggot right now for saying he played lacrosse.
Hamstring injury.
Oh, parking lot.
End of the season.
My brother was a famous lacrosse player.
To get away from this 10 car, but they're driving away from Kyle Larson as they continue to battle.
20 to go, stage 2.
Chase slips up the race.
Ooh, Chase had a bad corner there. I'll be right back. Gotta go grab my Almirola past the champion. Woo! What a drive, Eric.
Shift to a little bit of a tighter car and allow him to hang on to the back of his 10.
You can see Eric's face right now. It'll be a great big smile. Finally got by. It's clearly a little bit quicker.
He's looking at his crew down the front straightaway. Y'all see that? What I did? I pressured him into making a mistake. Let's do a KFC through the field. Start with Marty.
And we'll start through the field with Brad Keselowski. Remember that first stop, he said the adjustment
Hey,
you made
that's
to
the
Jeremy
shit
Bullen,
right
his
there.
crew chief, didn't help. He came on the radio a moment ago, said that last adjustment.
I got homemade mac and cheese. I'm in good shape
I
now.
asked him before the race, with the announcement out, how does that help? He said, hey, it lets all of us move forward. Clearly, I've known what's going to happen for next year for a few weeks, but now
Oh,
everyone
Roush is going to have a press
knows
conference this week.
coming in a few weeks.
I think Thursday, Roush is going to talk about Keselowski.
Currently holds down that position. Talked to Rodney Childers, the crew chief, before the race just about their struggles this year. And he said, hey, all we can do is continue to bring the best cars that we can to the racetrack. They did that same thing last year. One night.
See how this homemade macaroni is.
But I think you're seeing the fruits of their labor, their hard work in the race shop. Kevin certainly has
Oh, yeah, that's
done
good
his
shit.
job behind the wheel. Been mostly satisfied with the race car today. Pit crew doing their job too. Got him 3 spots on that first stage. Behind him, Ryan Blaney in the 3rd spot. Biggest thing they wanted to focus on this weekend was just good entry security. Todd Gordon said that would open up their options a lot as far as what kind of adjustments they made to the race car. So we saw him make a pass for the lead earlier, cut the car to the bottom of the racetrack. I think that's the proof that that's exactly what they needed to do. Still marching forward, too, after that wheel gun issue, Marty.
You know, when I talked to Chris Gabehart this morning, the crew chief for Denny Hamlin, he said this is the most important race left in the regular season for 3 reasons. Number 1, he said it's similar to Phoenix. We feel like we can learn things that will help us for the last race of the year. Number 2, with the Olympic break, you're the winner for 2 weeks. That's a lot of momentum. And number 3, if it's us in victory lane, that would be the breakthrough win we need for the 11 team. Right now, Denny Hamlin saying the car much better in the short run. That's been his struggle. Meanwhile, Eric Almirola a little bit further back, sitting there in the 5th position, finally got around Chase Edmond, or Elliott.
Chase Edmond.
Joel Edmond. Keep pressuring the 9.
Eric Almirola passed Chase Edmond for 5th.
They were able to get by, and he'll tell you, here in New Hampshire and Daytona, they feel like they're places they can win to put them in the playoffs, Dylan.
And Marty, track position so important here in New Hampshire. That was the message Alan Gustafson, crew chief for Chase Elliott, delivered to his driver before the start of the race. He said, we've got to be aggressive. We can't lose this track.
Beating up people.
That's why you saw him racing Eric Almirola
Getting
so
arrested.
hard. They know they can't backslide too much. Here at New Hampshire. Chase
Yeah, poor
Elliott
Richard
says
Sherman.
it's the
Dude, they
best
said he
racetrack.
dropped an
The balance is
entire
hard to slip
bottle
away from him, trying to get it dialed back in, Marty.
Kyle Larson having a solid day right now in the 7th position. Cliff Daniels has told me this morning, this is the biggest question mark left.
Said the cops were really nice to him, and he was nice to the cops, so they asked him to just get in the car and let him take it.
Today so far, not too bad for Larson. Easily in the top 10, Dylan.
And Tyler Reddick runs behind him in the 8th spot. Great run for them. Admittedly, short tracks have not been their strong suit this year, but this one they felt was going to maybe be a little bit different. Finished 10th here last year.
feel like he's one of
Be
the
a little
most
bit better than normal, and they have been. Tyler's been really happy with
Reddick is in the same situation Larson was in at Ganassi. He's better than the team he drives for.
pulling their way back into the top 10, but they've got a really good race car. As does the car behind him, Ross Chastain in the 42.
But as long as he drives the RCR, this is about all you're going to get out of him.
I think you're seeing the benefit of having a teammate in
Shit.
Kurt Busch that won last week. Ross said himself that proved to him that these Chip Ganassi cars can do it. He's got to get better behind the wheel. He's certainly delivering today. He's been inside the top 10 all afternoon long, Marty.
Dylan, early on, Christopher Bell looked like he might have a car that can maybe pull off the weekend sweep, but they are struggling right now. He said the biggest issue is rear lateral grip. If Adam Stevens is going to get his driver up there in winning contention.
It's really hard to drive when your car's not a half a lap quicker than everybody else.
Kurt Busch.
Kurt Busch rebounding, trying to work his way back to the field. Look here. Run up on Ross.
Chastain, Bell, and Kurt Busch again.
Ross having a little trouble with the back grip of that car.
Damn, Almirola is almost 3 seconds ahead of Chase.
Kurt Busch still battling the inside here. Christopher Bell off turn 2. I think they both have a little more pace than Ross. We're going to stay with this battle, guys. Won't miss a thing. We're going to stay NASCAR nonstop.
Keselowski got the lead and took off. 2-second lead on Harvick. Well, it's good, but I definitely can't eat it all. Not right now. Oh, I see more of the good part. Should I chew the macaroni really close to the mic? Kidding, I don't actually chew like that. That's good shit, but it's like too good. I never thought I'd have macaroni that was rich. You know how people say, oh, that cake is too rich. This macaroni is rich, dude. It's like...
cheesy.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
It's great, but god damn. I can't even eat half of that. It's rich.
That's why I like KFC's mac and cheese.
Oh, yeah, KFC's mac and cheese is so fucking good. Bojangles.
I haven't tried Bojangles.
Oh, it's great. Bojangles mac and cheese with them Cajun pintos. Mix that shit together. Yeah, buddy.
It may make me a fat boomer, but I like to go get me a large mac and cheese from KFC. That's like the only thing I get. I'll go to KFC,
Yeah, I don't like eating KFC anymore.
Just eat the whole thing.
Yeah. The fucking mac and cheese the last time I was at Golden Corral. Oh.
That was good.
Yeah.
To be what like as bad as it should be, it's really not bad.
Eric Almirola having the time of his life because he gets to pretend for a day that he matters.
That he's better than Hendrick. Well, they better get used to it. Why? Because you're going to be running top 5 every week? I doubt it.
It's fucking work, not. We are an hour and 10 minutes from sunset. I think they'll finish the race. It'll go a little after sunset because it'll still be brightish. Because remember Pocono last year, it was like 15 or 20 minutes after sunset they finished the race.
You're watching NASCAR Cup Series racing from New Hampshire, Foxwoods Resorts Casino 301.
Fuck the Foxwoods Casino and Resort.
Brad Keselowski continues to lead the field over
3 seconds.
Kevin Harvick.
My 10-year anniversary of saying fuck Foxwoods Casino.
Four-car Brian Blaney, Denny Hamlin.
Because I'm going to go see Alice Cooper in October and not get kicked out. Because I'm going to a real concert venue.
Look at that guy down there at 16th. You talked about
Joe Logano's 16th.
the drive through this field a little
He
bit.
restarted 28th when he got his lap back. He's 16th now.
Jeff, you and I were looking at lap times. He didn't quite match the top 5, top 6, but I think he is.
But look at his teammates, though. Keselowski and Blaney are good. Logano can't be that far off.
Or maybe just one more with Byron here in the last 4 laps. A good pit stop, trying to race out that final stage. He can at least recover from what was a trying day and a rough start. Listen to him work. He was out of that gas a long time. Let the car roll through the middle of the corner. Right along, listen.
No Chevys in the top 5. How much have we been able to say that this year? No Chevys in the top 5.
Yeah, but look at 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, 6th through 10th is Chevrolets, but it's weird not having one in the top 5. It's been a weird race.
A lot of discipline to stay.
You rack discipline.
To lift, brake, slow the car down, and not allow it to slide up into that lane.
2 to go in stage 2. Keselowski's lead has shrunk down to a second. Now it's under a second. Just a hair under a second.
This is where it gets hard. Now he can't use all the racetrack as he gets to William Byron. We'll see. He's going to drive to the bottom. Maybe get next to William Byron right here. But when he goes to turn the wheel, he has to turn it even sharper because he can't run out. If he does, he runs out and gets to the side of William Byron.
That's why in the video game I just get into the side of him. Because I'm an asshole.
While this is going on, Brad Keselowski is going to work his way off of turn 4.
Brad Keselowski, stage 2 winner.
This is only Brad's second stage win of 2021. That's a wild stat. Battle for 10th right here.
These are wild times, Dale Jr.
Stage point. Go to Kurt Busch. Cover Christopher Bell, who won the Xfinity Series race yesterday.
Reddit gets more points. He finished 5th in stage 1, 8th in stage 2. That's important because Reddick's the last car in the playoffs right now on points. He's got a really good gap, though. But
I think he's over Austin Dillon.
He's Austin Dillon's on the cut line now.
I think he was 20.
Reddick's gonna have to.
The end of last stage, he was like 21 points over.
Reddick's racing his teammate for the cut line. Oh, I'm thirsty. I ain't never had anything like that. Ooh, you like that? The black tab to open it? That's new. Open up that box of Pepsi Zero Sugars and the tab to open the can is black. That threw me off. It's like, who put this thing on the top of my can? Oh.
It ain't black, it's white.
So even though we're about 1,000 miles literally away from this racetrack, we're in the same time zone, so when it gets dark here, we'll know. Dude, I remember watching the Indianapolis race a couple years ago. Once again, they started a race at like 3:30, 4 o'clock with no lights. And if you guys remember that 2017 Indianapolis race, there was a lot of wrecks and a red flag and another red flag. And the next thing you know, I'm watching the race, and we're an hour ahead. But I look outside and it's pitch black, and the Brickyard 400 is still going on. I'm like, I don't know how they're racing. They were an hour behind, but it still seemed like it'd be too dark. So I'm in the same time zone. It's getting dark here already. Ooh, I like that new tab. Huh? Fucking nice. Now I figure they'd probably make a decision on if they're going to try to run to the scheduled distance.
Back in New Hampshire.
You can't shorten it too much if you want to.
Rolling through turns 3 and 4, approaching pit entrance. We got an open pit road. A lot of guys making the pit
The
stop
Magic
here.
Mall.
Preparing for that stage 3. Dylan.
Been a good day for the Ford car. Kevin Harvick, no pit from the second spot, said that the back was taking off the first 20 laps of the run. But then it
Austin Dillon stayed out. Is he on the lead lap? He's not. Didn't think so. Nah, they got to pit one more time after this, but this could be important, setting that up.
Inside the top 5 as well, Marty.
And if somebody can get a good restart and not sabotage half the field. Uh-oh, slow stop for Denny. Slow in comparison to the other guys. It's Keselowski, Harvick, Blaney, Almirola, Larson, Hamlin in 6th. Pray for everybody starting behind Denny. Chase Elliott fell out of the top 10 with a shitty pit stop.
Christopher Bell and Alex
Keselowski, Harvick, Blaney, Almirola, Larson.
Remember that too has that straight shot off pit road with the 18 being out. That's got to help.
The race is definitely in Keselowski's hands now.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a good point. Well,
They nailed one more pit stop and they got it.
Dale Jarrett at the end of stage 2 here.
What are you seeing so far, man?
How about the resurgence of the Fords here, KP?
Dale Jarrett, why are you yelling?
And so Ford's sitting in on his sofa somewhere watching this, feeling a lot better about the Ford contingent today. But Brad Keselowski showing that last year was no fluke. Came back up.
He's all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Having a great day there. But this is going to be a real battle, especially as these drivers, once again, it's starting to get a little bit darker out here.
We got an hour to run 110 laps.
NASCAR does what they've done before. At some point in time, they just say, that's the end. We're going to run 10 or 15 laps, whatever it is. It becomes a high-stakes game of musical chairs. So this is going to be an intense stage. We might not get this whole stage in, but the intensity is going to ramp up.
If it goes green, I think they get it in.
Yeah, we're still seeing some great battles with people.
But, yeah.
Up there battling. He knows
We're
he's
within
got
an
to
hour
be
of
in the
shit
playoffs.
going wrong.
He's got his hands full outrunning his other Fords, but you can see him and Chase Elliott, they had a great battle during the latter stages of that stage.
Yeah, Junior, I heard you
say that Denny was asleep on the last restart. He better not be asleep on this restart.
Well, his pit crew was asleep that time.
Well, there's news on this 11 car. A little trouble on pit road.
Uh-oh.
Yes, they had to come back down. Junior,
Oh.
why? Listen to the radio.
So Denny's fucked. Yeah, that's his race. He ain't getting back to the front.
Man, what a timing for this, Steve. Remember
Yeah.
last week they had the speeding penalty.
Now Eric Almirola's going to be even closer to the front.
Just happened to Lugnut got caught behind the wheel
No, he
as they
came out
put it
front
on the
of
left
Denny.
side.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Incredible. And we seen how hard
Denny had a bad pit stop and had to pit again for the wheel. Sorry, Robert. Don't blame me. I didn't pick him.
We may be racing the dark instead.
Man, that's such just unfortunate, almost bad luck. A lug nut goes
Wah, wah, wah.
the wheel land on the hub when you put the
I actually feel
tire on,
bad
it
for
doesn't
him.
pull up tight. And you saw the tire change.
I shouldn't, but I do.
You know, knows right away, but in the orchestration of the pit stop, you just don't expect that.
And with the way things are going today, the darkness out there in front.
Darkness imprisoning me.
This race is gonna end. That could be. This could be the last stop.
Just say raced a lap 261. I wish they would just say that now.
That is fair.
Yeah. Just say race to lap 261 now. Before the start of the stage is what I would have done.
Potential darkness issues. So
Darkness
so many
imprisoning
problems
me.
with This race is running very long, still 111 laps to go.
We'll race until conditions dictate otherwise.
For the teams,
So when it gets too dark, NASCAR will say 10 to go if they have not already finished the race.
Or close to too dark.
So I didn't know that they had this in the rule book.
You just give a distance. That's
I still think 2 laps is too close. Remember earlier I said 5, so they're going to wait till like, all right, 5 to go and it's over.
You know, short the fans out as many laps as possible. It really comes down to what kind of race we see.
How about you do it SRX heat race style and just turn on a clock? And when the clock runs out, wave the white flag.
next question was, who's going to determine and how are you going to determine when it's too dark? And they're going to ask it.
Maybe that's something they should consider. An hour before it gets dark, turn on a 60-minute clock, and when the clock runs out, wave the white flag. Just something to think about. I've got a lot of good ideas. Don't you know I should be running NASCAR?
Inside second row now.
$15 inside second row.
About to pick up these cars. These guys just not knowing where this finish is going to end. So as a
Yep,
driver,
Keselowski, Blaney front row, Larson, Harvick second row, Chastain and some guy named Armored Armadillo having the run of his life.
This is the Geico restart zone. Brad Keselowski, his teammate.
At least Hamlin's not up here to shit can half the field. Great push from Harvick to Keselowski. Harvick's like, I want to go.
But you see Larson cut Chastain off. He said, not this
Yeah, Larson anticipated Chastain going 3 wide and entered shallow in the corner to take it away from him. Hurt himself, though. He's going to give up a couple of spots. He's going to get passed by Harvick and Almirola. Keselowski's got the lead. 109 to go. Will we see all 109 laps?
It's a little bit loose under the 10 car. Does a great job of saving it.
I hear Almirola now. Does this feature guys know how to drive?
Penske breakaway. 3 or 4 car lengths between Blaney and Harvick.
He's on sticker tires the last run where he had to give the lead up to Brad Keselowski. But he doesn't want to lose too much more track position. Gonna have to fight hard.
You're going to have to get after it, Blaney. You might not get another chance to pit. Although I figure what's the pit window, like 75 lap, they will pit as soon as they can, expecting this race ain't going to go all the way.
Blaney a little bit higher and cuts down across the apron.
I love that lane that Blaney
Imagine sitting
ran.
on
Look
pit
at how much of
road.
an
All right,
advantage
guys,
it was
take
on
it.
corner exit. He's got
Blaney's making a run at this.
high entry. This front end has to work in the middle.
Hopefully it's not just something that he's got on the first part of the run. Hopefully he can sustain this.
They're going to battle and give it to Harvick.
Maybe.
I think the 12th car in the last run was the
Blaney's
best
going to have to
car
pick it up here. That was a bad
He could just
turn
stay within
3.
striking distance of Brad. I think he's got a great
He's got to do it now, like I said.
pressure on as they run. Using a little bit
I hope this ain't just short run speed for Blaney. I hope he's as consistent as Brad is.
To the back of this 2 car. Down there
But based on that last run, I don't think anybody's got anything for Brad. Harvick didn't.
And Junior, that's a terrific point by Steve. I think Jeremy Paul
So look at the favorites that are not in this race now. Truex, Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Logano, they're fucked.
But I feel like the
And they were
race
heavy favorites.
and maybe felt like they were going to give up a little bit on the long run. So Steve, is that what
You guys remember when Kyle Busch was in this race?
I know what you're feeling. Here's what I'm seeing. Here's where we're going to go.
Blaney still close enough to Keselowski to take advantage of Brad were to make a mistake.
He doesn't have the scanner listening to other drivers. He doesn't have everyone's lap time. So, Jeff, I really
And we're a
appreciate
good
your
5 or
feedback.
6 laps into this
You have
run
to
now.
believe me and trust me. I have
a bigger picture. Put the two together, we try to make good decisions.
That's trust. That's what that is. That's driver, crew chief trust.
Dylan, what you got? That's interesting, guys, watching this 12-car chase down the 2. Todd Gordon, the crew chief on the 12, said that he learned some things watching this 2-car last year.
Blaney's close. Blaney's really good off of 4. He's going to get this done off of 4 if he gets it done anywhere. Oh, Brad had to run shallow. Brad protected the bottom so bad. Blaney's there. I was going to say off of 4. No, he's trying to do it off of 2 into 3 now. Damn, Blaney sent that shit in there. Slide jaw. Didn't even really need to. Blaney got the lead. 103 to go. Ryan Blaney's leading. That came out of nowhere. I thought that was going to take a few more laps for him to set that up.
Brad's not done. He tried it really deep. He did. He's trying to upset the back of this 12-car.
Brad's like, you're technically not my teammate anymore. Fuck you.
Right up under that back bumper. Taking the air off the spoiler. Brad's trying to do the same.
Kevin Harvick's like, hit him. Harvick and Almirola 3rd and 4. You got Fords 1, 2, 3, 4. And Brad's going to take the lead back. Brad's going to get this back right here. 102 to go. Brad led that lap. Oh, Brad got tight in the bottom. Blaney never lifted. Blaney held him off. He's still clear. Blaney clears him off of 2. That might have been all Brad had. I don't know. Damn, Joey got in the top 10. Fucking A. Told you he couldn't be that far off of these two.
You want to run a little bit lower than you normally would.
I want him to fight and let Harvick get up.
Well, Brad did what Jeff Burton just said Blaney should do, and Brad still lost the lead. So I just say run your line. If he gets there, oh, bump and run. Keselowski just straight up moved his teammate. Moved him. But then he backed. I think he backed off. You don't want to bump and run that early. I thought he was just going to move him. He hit him, but then Brad let him go. So I was like, wow, he really hit his teammate. And then he gave it back. Yeah, Brad could have made that pass. He let him have it back.
Just hard racing, man. That's good stuff. Brad just showing respect, saying, look, I got into you, my fault.
100 to go. Blaney's still the leader because Brad let him. Now look, Harvick's there.
That's good. Hard racing.
Harvick went from 1.2 back to within a half a second now.
Drive in there next to him. Hit him again. I'm coming.
Yeah.
Well, you'll see it if it happens right here on nonstop.
Well, Blaney, Keselowski, Harvick, Almirola, Larson, top 5. Blaney's got away with the lead because Brad let him have it after he hit him. So I see Brad's not a complete dickhead, although if
was Joey, he wouldn't.
Oh, yeah, if that was Joey, he wouldn't have let him have it back. He'd have took it. I would just say Brad's in an interesting position because you're not going to be my teammate in a couple months. The fuck do I care? Brad's making another run at him. Brad to the outside of Blaney in 4. Brad's got to run off 4. Blaney chopped him. Wow. I thought they were going to hit. Now Brad's to his inside. Blaney got really loose on entry there. But Brad followed him in. If Brad had run a little lower, he'd have passed him. Now they're in the same situation again. Brad nearly hit him.
I think Brad might bump him and not give it to him this time.
Yeah. This time Brad made the pass without bumping him. He's going to clear him here. Yep. So BK takes the lead back. We've had a couple of lead changes this run. Well, here comes Blaney. God, Blaney off of 4. Remember when I said he'd do it off of 4? Look how fast he is off of 4. Blaney got it back. Led that lap. Oh, man, but 550 horsepower is so much better, Dylan.
I mean, this is better than it's been all day.
Yeah.
It ain't been bad, though.
Blaney got the lead down the back. They've traded the lead 3 or 4 times this run. Oh, but 550 horsepower is better. Let's add 35 degrees of banking to Loudon with a 10-foot tall spoiler. That'd be so much better than this. Fucking idiots. This is a great damn race. Look at this. What more do you want? These guys are driving their ass off, racing hard for this lead. 3 of them now because Harvick's pretty much there. Oh, Brad bumped him again. That seemed a little more intentional. Yeah, Blaney chopped him off of 4 when he took the lead. And that time in the center 4, Brad throttled up earlier than Blaney and hit him again. And Blaney still holds him off. It's getting chippy. I love this. Blaney really let off the gas to get back in it hard on exit, and Brad was hammered down from the center off and ran into him. Harvick's within 3 or 4 tenths of these guys now. Blaney's a little loose into 1. His strength is exit of 4. He looks like me trying to hold off Elio and SRX earlier. And they're starting to race like I was racing him earlier. Got him loose. Took the air off the rear end, got Blaney loose, but watch Blaney get this power down off of 4. Smooth off of 4. Brad has to give him room so he can't come up off the corner like he wants to. And Harvick is creeping up on him. Yep. Harvick's coming, buddy. Big run down the back for Harvick. Blaney got some breathing room that time.
Look at the 10 people.
This is a great fucking race. Why couldn't this race have started earlier and we get the whole 92 laps? We got 91 laps now before it gets dark.
Back at the beginning of the year, Penske won 2. They block, they take each other out, someone else wins. Surely he's thinking the same thing right here. Guys, race hard.
It'd be really ironic if Brad won the race because of darkness in a car that colorful. Almirola's not far behind now either. Blaney had a good lap this time. He put about 4 tenths on Brad. Yeah. Almirola's win would be the most playoff-shattering victory in the history of the playoffs since we went to this format in 2014. He's in 4th, waiting for a mistake. Harvick's starting to put pressure. I think Brad's starting to have to worry more about Harvick behind him than Blaney in front of him. We're at 90 to go. Pit window should open in about 5 or 10 laps. Keselowski's really tight. Middle of 3 and 4. Uh-oh. Reddick hit the wall. No caution. No caution. He didn't hit it hard. Oh, he might have a flat tire, though. Nope. He's good. He's still going. They said Reddick bounced off. Hell, I can't see any mark on the car, but...
Doesn't look like there's a ton of damage in that car. He certainly hopes it's going to continue on with half the pace.
I didn't hit it that hard.
There you go.
He said I didn't hit it that hard. He's fine. Blaney's driven away from Brad, 7 tenths of a second. Brad's just trying to hold off Harvick. Good for Blaney if he gets this.
Not give up his position. He's had a great run today, but he's sitting right now just inside the
Joe Logano's up to 8th.
Too loose, doesn't have the rear grip he's looking for. Alex Bowman sees a weakness. He's like, I'm gonna pressure you, man. I see you struggling. Back up front.
Brad's really starting to be a hindrance to Harvick behind him because Blaney's driving off. He's got over a second now. Fastest lap, Ryan Blaney.
30.29. Takes the top spot.
As we ride on board with Kevin Harvick right behind him, Eric Almirola has put...
I didn't think Blaney would contend for this at all today. I totally blanked on him.
Not have Eric Almirola inside the top 5 here today. He's had a difficult year, but they are improving. And this is a track where they have a lot of great notes from this 4 car. The success that the Kevin Harvick team has had here. Artie, what you got?
Can you see why this race has been circled on Eric Almirola's calendar for a couple of months? He told me that this morning. He said, this is a racetrack. Honestly, I feel like we can come and...
Logano, 7th place. He just passed Ross Chastain. If Logano gets a good pit stop and a caution, dude, He's going to need a caution and a good pit stop, but if Logano gets that, he'll be right there with his teammates. He's passing a lot of cars, good cars. He's passing cars up in the top 10.
In the throttle body, took it out, took the 2-lap penalty. They're now back on the lead lap and in the top 10 and running some pretty quick lap times. And Steve, to answer your question, yes, it's getting darker down here now. Sunset officially not till an hour away, but it's getting dark quick here in New Hampshire.
Overcast day, so it's going to get dark very
I said that at the start of the day. I said, yeah, sunset's at whatever, but it's really cloudy. That's going to make it worse. Can we get some goddamn sunlight in this motherfucker? This is a good race. Although Blaney's starting to drive away. You can just about make it from here if you pit any time now. And Almirola just passed Harvick for third. Eric Almirola third.
And they really struggled with some of the higher downforce, lower horsepower racetracks. So I think they both expected, and Rodney specifically on this 4-car expected that this was maybe going to open the door up for them because this is a real handling racetrack, a place where sometimes having a good driving car is better than having one.
Oh, Matt DiBenedetto's almost in the top 10. Give him a 20-year contract, someone.
What makes a race car go around this racetrack well. So
he cries on Instagram.
I don't know if they expected them quite this well, but it certainly has been a pleasant surprise for both the 10 and the 4 of Harvick.
I thought Harvick was going to make a run at that win, but not now.
For Stewart Haas Racing, and you heard Dale Jarrett and Kyle Petty talk about it. Pleasant surprise for the blue oval. Look on the left-hand side. Ford. They take the top 4 spots. Logano makes 5 of the top 7.
82 laps to go, Ryan Blaney.
Blaney, Keselowski, Almirola, Harvick, Larson.
NASCAR nonstop.
81 to go.
I just don't think Blaney's going to win.
I don't know. I feel good about it. If it stays green, I think he's got it. Caution and drag everybody to pit road at the same time. They've had bad pit stops today, but under green, you can kind of get away with it a little bit with the gap that he's building, too.
I just want to see what kind of strategies, if people are going to like bank off of this 10-lap thing coming sooner than later.
I never thought I'd say this, but I'd like to see Almirola and Logano get closer to the front and spice it up because they're both pretty fast right now. I mean, Almirola's third, but I'd like to see him get a restart right there on the front row or second row. Maybe we should start races at tracks with no lights at, I don't know, 1 o'clock or something. Then a rain delay wouldn't be a death sentence for a race.
Almirola gets the lead with 3 to go. It's raining.
It's dark. Now Almirola's going to be third. And he's going to be running down Keselowski and Blaney. It's going to be getting dark. No, it's bright as fuck. I need sunglasses out here. I can't see. It's so bright. It's been a pretty good race. Caden, I knew it would be. Flat racetrack, 750 horsepower, low downforce. Duh. But I was cracking wise during that battle for the lead a little while ago when Blaney and Keselowski traded the lead 4 times. I said, nah, man, 550 horsepower glued in place, unable to pass each other would have been much better. Because they would have been just as close together, just without the ability to actually pass each other.
Ooh.
Don't run out of talent, Matty D. I know you don't have a lot of it, but don't wreck my 48 car, please. My cat whining to get in my room. Come on, buddy. What are you doing? Hey, buddy. Yeah, he wanted in my room. Well, who was he? He wanted to come in. I just let you in, boy. You ain't going back out.
Back at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and you're watching the
Dale Jr.'s former neighbor leads the race at New Hampshire.
He's still the fastest on the track.
Blaney used to live on Jr.'s property.
Car here on the long run, and now we're starting to see it. He is. One concern I have about these cars, though, you said it. When they drop the green, they're going to run as hard as they have run because of the darkness. Well, look at this 12. The bright yellow wheels really show it. The rear wheel clean, still yellow. The front, it might as well be a black wheel, and that's quiet. Look at that front rotor glow.
Pit as soon as you can.
The brakes are fine. They'll hold up. But those front tires, we have seen front tire failures here when the brakes get so hot, they melt the bead, down they go.
75 to go.
4-lap run, but there's 75 laps to go in this race. I mean, look how much brake he is using into turn 3.
I wonder though, as we're getting closer to darkness, this is actually just more evident because of how dark it is getting.
It could be, but I'm more nervous.
Blaney's going to melt a bead and blow a tire and lose a race. As red as those brake rotors look.
Don't even look at it.
All right, let's go for some updates. Start with Marty.
How about Kyle Larson? We were talking on the break about how the Hendrick Motorsports cars kind of went 4 different directions for today's race. Well, Larson looking pretty good, sitting in 5th right now. He said it fired off much better on this one. He did have an issue with the water pressure, like flashing in the car. Phil said it's fine.
We saw more lead changes in the first 30 laps of this run than you probably saw in the entire race at Atlanta. But, 550 horsepower high downforce, man. Cars run closer together. Nah, Truex has been between 18th and 24th all day long. Truex hasn't really recovered since he got that damage early. Comfortably on the lead lap, but barely hanging on to like 20th. Highest I've seen him is 17th. Pit windows open. Truex is 17th. That's as good as he's run all day. He's 17th right now. Chase Elliott had a bad pit stop and has run 15th ever since. Thanks. Great time to have a bad pit stop right before the 3rd stage of the race. On a racetrack where track position is everything. Almirola's running down Keselowski slowly but surely for second. He's going to run out of daylight. Eric Almirola could win this race, but he's going to run out of daylight. 70 to go this time. Stick it up my ass after all the shit I talked about him earlier.
I guess at least if Almirola wins, we have an actual battle for the last one.
Yeah.
Because then it's Austin Dillon and Tyler Reddick.
Eric Almirola, 27
And Busher.
in points, 27 coming in. A win and inside the top 30 in points put you into the playoffs. Kurt Busch, 1 week ago, we said this at the top of the show.
Just execute on pit road and run a good pace. Hope that something happens to the 12.
If the 10-car wins here,
We're coming to 69 to go. Very nice.
Restricted plate track as well. I'm not even sure Kevin Harvick can feel great. Well, listen
Yeah.
talk about Eric Almirola.
At a certain point, when is Harvick going to be on the cut line with fucking Daytona and 2 road courses coming up?
Almost every lap he is the fastest car.
Almirola, the first.
Yeah, I am. It's great when you don't have to set.
I was wondering, like, you're crew chief, Steve, and what? I mean, you know all this information, right? What are you going to tell your driver to keep him motivated? Maybe you don't see anything. He's doing everything right now.
So I said earlier, I try to keep people calm when it comes to confrontation. I would flip it. If I got in front of the 2, as we were running Blaney down, I would be very clear that, listen, this win is more valuable to us than it is to him. And make sure he knows it, and we're going to have to race him that way. And if I'm Blaney's crew chief or the 2's crew chief, I'm thinking...
Here we go for second place.
He's not going to be quite as polite as perhaps the teammates were to one another.
Almirola had a good run off of 2, but Brad was able to block it.
He might race this 10-car. He sees how quickly...
I figure Brad's going to race the 10 at the very least to preserve a win for Penske, because Blaney's got a 2.5 lead. The longer Brad can hold up the 10, the better shape Penske will be to get the win. I think Brad's conceded he's not going to beat Blaney.
Cannot make it to the finish on fuel. 42 laps of this run. We think they can go 85, maybe 90. So
Look at them both sliding off of 2. Almirola to his inside going to 3. Second place. He did the same thing with Chase for lap after lap in stage 2. Brad good on the exit. On the high side, Almirola loose. Can't get the gas down. They just told Almirola to put the bumper to Brad. They're getting further away from the leader. I told you. Brad's going to race him as hard as he can to get that Penske win. They went from 1.4 back to 1.6 back. That was 2/10 getting loose like that off of 4 last time. And they're telling Almirola, move his ass. Hell, spin him out. Get a caution. Fuck it. You're desperate. This is what NASCAR wants. Dude's going to go from like 27th in points to the playoffs if he pulls this off. There you go. He cleared Keselowski for second. Brad coming back to the inside. Nothing off the corner. Almirola's got second. All right. He's 1.3 seconds back from Blaney, and he's a little faster, but we still have to pit. I see why they're intense. This opportunity don't come along very often for them. And after the season they've had, Almirola's fastest car on the track.
And by the way, making that pass, Almirola's still faster than Blaney.
He was faster than Blaney that entire time trying to get around Brad. And he immediately gained those 2/10 back that he lost when he got loose off of 4 a couple laps ago. He's in good shape. He just cut a 10th off of it.
Did you say Almirola as the first SHR car?
He caught the 38 at a bad spot there. I don't know if that's going to hurt him or not. I think this motherfucker's going to win. I really do. I think this motherfucker is going to win this race. Karen, Almirola's probably going to win. He's got it under a second. He just cut 2/10 off. As soon as he got around Brad, he's picked up another couple of tenths a lap, it seems like.
So there's 2 situations here. If I'm the driver,
I think Blaney's just got to pit, beat him to pit road.
back here to the back of this 12 car, you put yourself in position and take the lead.
Sunset is at 8:23. We're at 7:44. Almirola was at 80-1 odds coming into this. Bell's passing Kyle Larson for 5th right now. Almirola's running down Blaney for the lead.
And then you can have guys like Eric or someone else that might have to gamble that this race ends early and I need to stay on the track for that all-important win.
Yeah, and the challenge is these guys are give or take 20 laps short. So to your point, other guys aren't going to wait that long. They're going to pit first. And you see the
He's there.
on the rear bumper of the
He had
12.
it at 2/10.
I think you cannot pit from the lead until you need fuel. You can't. You just hope it falls your way. Marty.
Steve, they've reminded Eric Almirola several times. His spotter Joel Edmonds, remember the
Yeah, you were at Talladega when Almirola won and Stuart Haas ran top 4 all day. Yeah. What a fucking shit show that race was.
Oh, yeah, they told him at 12 use his tires that bad on Loudon.
Oh, yeah, I'm not surprised that Blaney has nothing left. You guys see how hard he was racing Brad earlier just to get this lead? I'm impressed Blaney still has the pace that he has as much as he ran early. He's well ahead of Harvick and Keselowski, who he was racing, but now Almirola's going to get this. Oh, my God. 60 to go. Everybody still has to pit one more time. The sun's going to set in about 45 minutes. Maybe less than that.
Look at that right there. Look at Almirola. Just rolls the high side.
If Almirola wins, I forget everything I know about racing.
I thought he was going to drive to the bottom right there. McDowell, trying to run his race, but at the same time.
Oh, the lap car McDowell just killed Almirola there. That was a good break for Blaney.
It cost him a little time here.
Blaney's just hanging on, hoping Almirola burns his shit up, just trying to get to him. Almirola has caught a few lap cars at bad spots. That's probably the only reason he hasn't got next to him yet. Now he's got. That's defining a lot. That doesn't make any sense how he was able to get that run through the center of the corner.
I thought Blaney blew a tire or something.
Just loose.
Blaney was faster.
This 10's willing to go anywhere.
Oh, he's there. He's going to use him up, too.
Side by side off turn 2.
Side by side. Armored armadillo. The outside's still better. I don't care how bad your car is. The outside is still better because it's going to get Blaney to the line first. The outside is just that much better. See how hard it is to pass. I told you earlier you can have the best car here.
Remember we said earlier, put the bumper to him.
That outside line is a saving grace for a crappier race car.
He's going to have to figure something else out. He's going to have to learn what his car will do somewhere.
Is it just that Blaney's just a better driver than Almirola? I mean, I know he is, but I think that's a little bit of this. I feel like Almirola should have passed him by now, but Blaney's just a better driver. It's going to take the bumper. You ain't going to get it done on the bottom. Forget it. Yeah, you can't run the bottom. There's no grip down there. It's flatter.
He's having to turn the wheel more.
Blaney might have burned his tires up, but I still think he's got a better car overall. And he's a better driver. Oh, that's a bad corner for Blaney. And he almost let Almirola get to his outside. And then Almirola cuts it back to the bottom. Oh, he's got it now. Watch this fucking drive into 3. Watch this drive. Slide job. Almirola clear by like 3 car lengths. Takes the lead. 55 laps to go. That took way longer than it should have. But he got it done.
All right, NASCAR, 10 to go.
All right, yeah. It's getting dark. Sun's getting real low, big guy. Sun's getting real low, big guy. I'll take credit for this after I talked shit about Almirola earlier, because this was bound to happen. See, that's why I keep talking shit about Matty D. One of these days it's going to prove me wrong and bite me in the ass. And then Harvick only has an 84-point gap over the playoff cut line if Almirola wins this. Chase Elliott first to pit road, 54 to go. Pit stops are beginning. And then when he gets on this new set of tires, he can pace himself. Cruise to victory. Brad's closing in on Blaney for second. Brad's coming to pit road. He made the line. He was close, but he made it.
Brad Keselowski hitting pit road. He said the drive is hurting me. The words in the entry is no longer great. We'll see if he got on pit road clean as the green flag cycle begins here. 53 to go. We'll see when the rest of the leaders come down pit road.
I'd try to beat Blaney to the pits. You remember that time Brian Vickers won New Hampshire part-time? This kind of reminds me of that. That was one of 2 times in my entire life as a race fan I applauded Brian Vickers, was when he won here in 2013. Don't let that tire get away. Bell, Logano, Larson, Harvick, Bowman on pit road. They pit together. Almirola and Blaney pit together. You better nail this pit stop.
Has to be the 13th lap.
You better nail this pit stop. Because Blaney and Almirola pitted together, and Blaney gained on him a little bit getting on pit road. Good stop so far. Blaney's guys are faster, though. Oh, no. Where are they going to be? Wow, Almirola beat him out. Now it's all about where does Keselowski cycle through on all this. We're watching Almirola, Blaney. Here comes Brad. Yeah, Almirola's going to keep the lead here through the cycle. Brad beat Blaney around. So Almirola's going to be first. Brad second, Blaney third. When it cycles through. 6 cars haven't pitted yet. Chastain, Matty D, Byron, Corey, Bubba, and Briscoe.
You don't get to try that. You have to do it live. Easy to make a mistake. Easy to get caught speeding. Great job, Almirola.
The 10 crew did a great job. Now that Brad's on fresh tires, watch him break everybody's hearts and run down Almirola here. First part of the run, Brad's been really good. Don't know what Almirola's got. Looking at the clock. I think this race goes the distance. Oh, man, Brad has already run down Almirola. I can't believe it. That fast. Almirola had a comfortable lead through pit stops, and Brad just smoked him. You got to use the bumper. You can't let him get away. You can't let him get away. Damn, Brad just drove right by Almirola.
How many times, for how many years have we seen Team Penske short run speed? It is breathtaking. Richmond, Martinsville, Phoenix.
48 laps. Well, 47 laps is a long run, so we'll see.
Oh, Briscoe.
Oh, Corey just blew a tire. Or did he overdrive the corner? Good God, I thought Corey was going to go straight to the wall. Briscoe, Almirola's teammate, is cutting Keselowski's balls off right now. Brad got around him, though. Briscoe briefly tried to do the Chastain from last week. The dirty air's not as bad with these cars, with this aero package. It looks like it. That was a good lap for Almirola.
Chastain to pit road, finishing his pit stop. 21 of Matt DiBenedetto, in the news this week, lose this ride for the Wood brothers. He won't be in it next year. They're going to stay out on the racetrack, continue to try to gamble, try to make something happen.
Bubba's third. Call the race.
Some crazy circumstances.
See, Bubba Wallace in third place is going to give that position up to Brad.
When Junior says Bubba's name, he says it really slow. Bubba Wallace.
Eric has to just go back to
Still not as bad as Boyer trying to say DiBenedetto.
Brad only needs to be so far in front of the 10. Don't burn your stuff up. If you're the 10, you just want to keep him within the eyesight because you feel like you came on last time after, 10 or 15 laps.
Yeah, remember the difference
But
in this
Blaney ran Keselowski so hard, I think it made it easier for Almirola. It's not going to be as easy this time. But he's staying close enough. Turn 4 is where Brad's weakest. He was like that with Blaney when Blaney was racing him. Brad would lose ground off of 4.
Keselowski can put the car where he wants to put it.
Look at
Drive it the way he wants to drive it. If that's easier on tires,
I bet you Almirola's going to run his ass over late if he gets close enough.
Trying to find that magic in that high line of turn 1 and 2 that he had before, and it's working for him. He's closing in a little bit here on the 2 car.
Bell's third.
Yeah. Bell's going to be third after all this? That's crazy. Matty D and William Byron still haven't pitted, but they got to. There's Brad giving up ground off of 4 again. 43 to go.
I love the gamble. I think it's a great call.
What a race. Almirola outside. He got to run off a 2 to the outside of Brad. You gave him the outside. Almirola's got it now. He's got it now. It was going to be tough to make that pass on the inside, but Brad fucked up and gave him the outside. And Almirola takes the lead. Clear. 42 to go. Eric Almirola back in the lead. Well, he's not technically in the lead yet, but he's in front of Keselowski.
You have a pit stop. Brad comes and takes it back. Not the lead, but the first car off pit road that we know to make it on fuel.
Almirola needs this to go green because we see how fast Brad is on the short run.
Very impressive run by the tank.
Impressive run, impressive race car. These guys have probably Stuart Haas just hasn't been where we expect them to be, and I think they would even admit that their company as a whole is lacking a little pace. But man, today they have run well with Harvick winning the stage. Eric Almirola in a position to shock the Cup Series, just like last weekend with Kurt Busch, and turn this point system upside down. 5 races left to go in the playoffs.
I did not wake up this morning anticipating Eric Almirola winning a race. I'd just like to say that. This is not something I anticipated when I woke up this morning. It's not over yet, but sun's getting real low, big guy.
Caution now is from 13th back is a lap down.
Harvick dropped to 7th through that cycle of pit stops. Blaney dropped to 6th.
Yeah, well, you got Byron and DiBenedetto in first, second. But
Yeah. Still, they did lose ground.
Bubba cycled not.
I don't think he's pitted yet. He just ain't pitted yet. They saw them pass him a minute ago. His car's so bad. At this point, they might as well just run it out of gas and hope for a caution or something
I think that's what the 21
to get a top 10.
21's just fucking banking on luck.
He's just hoping NASCAR's going to fucking end the race for him.
I don't know. It don't even look partially dark.
It's dark. Although the difference is when you're there, I bet it is darker than this because on the cameras they say they can open up the camera lenses and it looks like there's more light. But when you're actually there or seeing on board, it's darker. The pit signs are on. You see how the pit signs are lit up now? We have lit up pit signs at New Hampshire. I remember last year at Pocono going, the pit signs are lit up at Pocono for the first time. I hope to God somebody betted on Almirola because I am not bullshitting you. He crossed my mind this morning. I was like, Bill Almirola.
$10 on that.
Oh, my God.
$800.
That 2018 race here that he should have won stuck with me. And I was like, Bill Almirola. Nah, give me Larson. Yeah, I was like, no, give me Larson.
It's just hard to bet on Almirola this year.
God damn. I hope somebody's getting some money off this if it stays this way.
Almirola's like, yeah, I put $10 grand on myself.
My reverse psychology worked. Fuck you, Armored Armadillo. Oh, he caught the 51 at the worst possible time. Was pretty comfortable. I got scared when he ran up on the 51 there, but Almirola's got it well in hand.
Biggest stage, the opening ceremony of the Tokyo Olympics.
They were getting ready to show the
Friday,
replay.
7:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC.
Thank you, Olympics.
We're closing in on darkness now. We know
We're about 25 minutes away.
So darkness is going to happen a little earlier. And what you're seeing with
Bell just passed Keselowski. Remember when I said, gee, maybe Bell or Almirola might be worth the bet? Of course, I didn't bet on either of them, but they're about to finish 1-2. That's good news for Almirola, seeing Bell and Keselowski race that hard. Fuck it, Bell, spin him out, get a caution. Matty D can still go a long way here on gas.
He's hoping, Marty, I would assume, even if he doesn't get the call for darkness,
and he's got enough in the lead, so.
And he'll probably be able to pit and restart somewhere inside the top 10.
And I think that's their strategy, Steve. They're hoping, of course, that it maybe is called because of darkness.
So now we got to worry about what if they call it before Almirola gets to Matty D or before Matty D pits.
He is going to say that, but I agree with what you guys just said. Our cameras
Oh my God.
188.
Almirola usually wins off of bullshit like Matty D's trying to do. So it would be ironic if Almirola lost to that.
So I think Matty D just hoping for something to happen, but a nice move by Jonathan Hassler nonetheless, keeping him out.
He's got a little ways to run here.
We got 33 laps to go. It's projected to end without a caution at around 8:20. So I think we get the whole race in.
I'm with Junior. I think we get the whole race in right at the edge.
Short. It's going to be a little bit difficult to make that happen.
Now, caution could change that.
That's right.
That's what I said. Caution's going to fuck it all up. Don't say the C word. Although I kind of want to see the world burn, so I wouldn't mind a yellow. I'd laugh.
We got to put some sort of definitive end to this race. But right now, these fans that filled these grandstands, they have the chance to see all 301 laps, I think.
And Matt, he only has a...
And a hell of a show.
He's losing a lot of time on the racetrack. Won't be able to maintain this lead.
I never thought I would do that in my life.
Yeah, I mean, he's passing a second.
Matt's only got an 8-second
Even
lead.
you're not to do that, man.
There's a video on YouTube. There was a green flag cycle of pit stops in a nationwide or Xfinity race once, and it was like, we're back, and John West Townley still leads over Kyle Busch, and it's like, John West Townley leads over Kyle Busch. You have entered the Twilight Zone. Matty D's about 20 minutes short of being able to steal one.
And then behind him, Eric Almirola had a terrible year. He has the same thoughts in his head. I don't want any cautions. He's saying I want this thing to go green the whole way.
And right behind Eric Almirola is
NASCAR's sitting
Bell,
back drinking macchiatos.
who's running the lap on the
NASCAR's like, boy, so they're up in the booth smoking, going, gee, I can't wait to see how this fucking shit plays out. 30 to go. 22 minutes till sunset.
Might have a fight on his hands.
Yeah, and Bell's thinking,
Bell's dropping faster laps.
Busch do the double. I've seen Truex win a couple in a weekend. I'm against guys like
Gee, remember when some guy said maybe bet on Bell or Almirola? Huh?
Xfinity race in a row here at New Hampshire.
Motherfucker.
And he's making his car the best when it matters most. So let's listen into the second place current position car of the 10, Eric Almirola.
The 20 just passed the 2. He's still a third straight away back. We got about 30 laps. 4. I'm up there. Bonus here when you tell me. Go, 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 go.
So they're telling Almirola to run hard now because Bell is actually running him down. 2 seconds behind. So, yeah, now would be a time to cut loose.
The 21 of Matty D.
Christopher Bell just ran a 30.44 to Eric Almirola's 30.70.
Bell was 3/10 quicker that last lap.
Whatever they did on that green flag pit stop, this 20 car has come to life.
Almirola
Now, if I'd have bet on Bill right now, I'd have been like, oh, come on. Now I really wish I'd have bet on Bill, so I'd be really invested in this.
Catching some pretty fast race cars. This 23 car's got a little bit newer tire. And the 9 car.
Eric Almirola's potentially cruising to victory. We have strayed so far from God's lot. 2021 is wild. Briscoe and Matty D pitted. That'll hand the lead to Almirola officially. At 26 laps to go, I do believe.
And his crew chief just trying to put him in the best situation he can.
Joey Logano might get a top 5.
What you see is what you got.
I said if he gets a caution and a pit stop, he'd be in good shape.
Only a second behind him.
Look at Chase being nice. He actually let Almirola go.
Distance from first to second right there.
26 laps is so long.
Tries to close in.
Bell got hung up in lap traffic there, but that's not going to be enough to save Almirola.
26 laps.
Okay, Almirola was quicker that lap, but that's because Bell caught the traffic in 3 and 4. Logano's fastest car on the track.
Third quick, Bell a little slower with traffic. Keselowski a nice lap. Logano once again.
Larson's second fastest car on the track.
Just need to yell to close up the field. Almirola right now is thinking, I hope I gained some goodwill back in those races that weren't going my way when I laid over.
Almirola's got a teammate and a couple other cars between him and Bell for second place behind him.
Strategy that Matty D was playing. William Byron on pit road right now.
Byron pitted finally.
I said Joey still.
When that type of strategy
No,
doesn't work.
Almirola.
Okay, I'm ready for the 10 to go. Yeah, you can go.
This race is just crawling by now. 19 minutes to sunset.
But look, this has been a long race and a long day, but these
it's been a 5-hour
25 laps are going to be way longer.
So, man, New Hampshire's a short race. Not really, not today.
This win and completely change this entire year, right here today.
Oh man, this is gonna be so nice.
I think at this point we talked about what kind of information you give Eric Almirola earlier when you're pushing him, trying to get him to get up.
This reminds me of the early 2000s. 2001, we had like 18 or 19 different winners in a season. Fucking Johnny Benson won a cup race, Dylan. Johnny Benson won Rockingham in 2001. Hell, 2004, Joe Nemechek won Kansas. Ricky Rudd finished second. I told you. Almirola just said it's dark.
It's just flat dark.
Yeah, last week it was raining hard. It was a fucking monsoon. Today, oh my God, it's so dark. I can't see. Don't worry about it. Drive. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Harvick and Blaney are fighting hard for fourth, buddy. Look at the brake rotors on Blaney's compared to Harvick's. Blaney's front rotors are so fucking bright.
We don't need it. We don't need this too dark. You're going to win this race in 22 laps. Quit worrying about shortening this race. You have the car. You have the position. If you do what you do for 22 laps, dark, light, let them call it. We don't care. We're going to win this race. Show a little confidence in what we're doing.
Robert just pointed out Denny Hamlin ran 2/10 faster than Almirola that lap. Yeah, tough scene, Robert.
The 11th and 11th.
The 11th and 11th. The gematria.
To your point about focus, remind him, hey, don't forget about your tools, your brake bias, your other things. Don't
Hey, well, the 2s and 3, the 4s and 5s, the 5s and 7, and the 8s and 10s.
You're blowing my fucking mind here.
Really useful tool for a driver. It's just your goal is to run the same lap.
Math, man.
Right, get that information from
Ooh boy, 20 laps to go. 17 minutes to sunset.
If we win this race, all those things. But you got to focus on is you and your race car.
And if the 22 is not fortunate enough to get a yellow, I believe he's...
I really don't want to see a yellow because I know Logano's fast.
What if we could have just ran this race up inside the lead?
Oh, Harvick put the bumper to Blaney a little bit. Just to upset him, he backed off. Didn't want to spin him out. Just wanted to upset him off the corner. Set him up for the next corner. But Harvick let off too much. Man, I got to go to the bathroom, but I cannot move from my TV. This is too exciting. Look how dark it looks on the onboard compared to the other cameras.
Oh, 1.2. Oh, shit.
Logano breaking into the top 5 around the outside of Harvick. DFS, that's one hell of a stat. 1.2 second lead for Almirola.
Relatively quickly, let's take a look. We're going to look at speeds at the next time by him. Into 20 is only.
Clean racetrack between Bell and Almirola.
NASCAR said it. 10 to go this time.
10 to go. We hit 10 to go. They're calling it 10 laps. We go from 18 to go to 10 to go. They're calling it. We literally just went from 18 to 10. And Christopher Bell's going, oh, come on. Dude, I'd be so mad if I was in second right now. I'd be like, fuck you, man. That's 8 less laps. This race just lost 8 laps because of darkness. 9 to go. He was faster than Bell that lap, and there's clean racetrack in front of both of them. We've shortened the race by 8 laps. Oh, my God. So, once again, Almirola's going to win, but it's going to be another weird asterisk where it's like, yeah, but they shortened the race a little bit. Almirola's never going to win a race like that's truly normal. He's always going to win stupid races. Bell was quicker that lap with 8 to go. Maisland, I don't think I'm going to get to that today. I'm pretty tired. Tomorrow, I would like to. Look at Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon's on the cut line. He's blocking like a son of a bitch. Austin Dillon's on the cut line. He's giving Almirola the top, though. 7 to go. Austin Dillon is outside the playoffs if Almirola wins, and he's not laying over. He is not laying over for Almirola. Oh, man. Oh, shit. That's the last 2 weeks in a row. The leader of the race is catching the last car he needs to catch. Because Austin Dillon's going to try to. I know for a fact they have told Austin Dillon what this means. Almirola got loose and almost hit the wall off of 4. Bell's faster. He's cut 3/10 off the lead. Austin Dillon's not laying over. Oh, man. Oh, man. 7/10. It's under a second. 6/10. Son of a bitch. 2 weeks in a row this is going to happen in these races. Now Almirola's to his outside. If he can just get a run off the corner here, he'll get it. He can't get the run off. Austin Dillon's still in front of him. Now he's going to go to the inside. Oh, Almirola runs him wide, takes the spot. He moves in front of the 3. He had to do it. Austin Dillon was doing everything in his power to fuck Almirola there. I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
This might be a photo.
Ugh.
This might be a
This could be a photo finish. Who's the next car? Kurt Busch. He's fine. Kurt Busch will lay over. That was just like Newman with DiBenedetto at Bristol a couple of years ago. Newman knew that if DiBenedetto won, it was going to knock him out of the playoffs. He blocked like a son of a bitch. See, I told you Kurt Busch would lay over. He's good. He's close with Almirola. They were teammates. Kurt won last week. They're good. Almirola stretched it out that lap by about a 10th or 2.
Does a good job there, stopping the car in the middle of the corner, getting a great
3 to go.
Straight run off the corner. Now there's a lap car in between the 2.
I think Almirola can settle back in now. He's good.
See what Kurt Busch does? He's going to run around the bottom of the racetrack.
77 taking that 10 car's line away, not his preferred line, having to run a little bit lower. You can see it cost him a little bit.
Kurt Busch once again showing why he's a champion. Gets out of
Justin Haley pulls over, lets Almirola go. Almirola's glowing the front rotors now, too, from that Austin Dillon deal, I'm pretty sure. Man, they could have run the last 8 laps of that race. They didn't need to shorten this. They just did it to fucking spice it up a bit.
I think they were like in my mind,
2 to go.
I'm sitting here like, this is fucking dragging. Can we just take it to 2 to go? That's in my mind. I was like, this is going to be the outcome, regardless.
Yeah. Probably would have been the outcome anyway, but yeah, they could have ran them last 8 laps. That's all they took off the race was 8 laps. It went from 18 to go to 10 to go when they made the call.
Damn, and he blows a tire and hits the wall.
That car turned off the turn 4.
White flag, Eric Almirola.
Well, good thing everybody else already knows what
8/10 of a second lead.
Aiming to get his 3rd career win.
Cannot believe this. Playoffs have been broken. straight up broken. Joe Logano's 4th. Penske 3rd, 4th, and 5th. What a day for Logano. Can't hate on him for that. Eric Almirola just won. Cannot believe that. You got to be shitting me.
Holy shit. I can't believe it.
Oh, what a year. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I don't know what to say.
Never quit fighting. Even when you feel like the world's about to end, never quit fighting.
Win and you're in. That's what they wanted.
Playoff racing. How about that?
You love to hear the happiness in the voice of these guys when they do something great.
I got nothing, ladies and gentlemen. I got nothing.
Tell this guy here appreciate
80-1 won the race. We had 2 of the favorites get fucked early.
27th in the points.
Another favorite spent the whole race a lap down.
First win this year for Stuart Haas Racing.
Poor Austin Dillon.
Another favorite had a fucking penalty on pit road.
Austin Dillon out of the playoffs.
And they could have run them last 8 laps.
Best car won. They had the fastest race car.
Wow.
We think we can predict what's going to happen in this sport 2 weeks in a row.
Fucking wow.
We get the unpredictable results with Kurt Busch winning in Atlanta. Now Eric Almirola punches his ticket to the playoffs. Makes that bubble battle a lot more interesting.
And Junior, now 2 road course races and a super speedway race at Daytona.
What's going to happen? This is your checker flag moment. Brought to you by Advance Auto Parts. Turn it down. These fans have stuck around all day long through the weather, the lake. You saw some awesome racing here in the last 2 days in New Hampshire.
Yeah, you remember that like 100-something point lead Austin Dillon had?
Yeah, gone. Austin Dillon's officially below the cut line. He tried like hell to make sure it wasn't going to happen. I don't blame him. As stupid as this format is, it's what they got. It's what they got to race with. Almirola got his win back from when he should have had it here a couple years ago. He got fucked because Boyer spun out and brought out a caution. Harvick and Kyle Busch beat him out of the pits. They go off. Harvick wins the race. Because like I told you, pit road was going to decide the race. It did that day.
Shit. What did we just watch?
Look at it. Can't believe it.
Never in my life.
Let's get 20 laps from the hardest laps he's ever drove. Marty's down there with a winner.
What a clutch win in the dark for
Mr.
Eric
Clutch.
Almirola. Puts himself in the playoffs. Picked a fine time to win the first ever non-super.
Michael, next Saturday at 4 or 4:30, I'm going to stream an old race. I'm going to try to make a schedule for that. 4 o'clock, 4:30, I'll let you know.
Honestly, I did. This is by far one of my favorite racetracks.
I see why.
Coming up to the New England area and racing. I love this racetrack. I had this race won
Pretty dark, the
years
lights
ago,
are on.
And I gave it away. I lost it. And I am so glad to win a race here with this race team. God is so good, man. We've been through
Did he just save his
so
ride
much,
though?
and I've just stood the
Maybe.
test. And,
Damn, I
kept the
can't
faith.
believe that.
The team, everybody, they've just been working so hard. Smithfield, Ford,
I can't believe
Go
he's the
Bowling.
first one.
And Larson and Hamlin still can't separate for that point lead. They're still right there.
There's been so many people that have just continued to
That's going to be a
support us
battle.
through like the crappiest year ever.
I don't think anybody saw this coming.
Man, this feels so good for them. My pit crew did a phenomenal job on pit road. All the guys that work on this car, they just keep fighting.
And this race was without PJ1 on the goddamn racetrack, and it was fucking great.
We have struggled, but guess what? We're going playoff racing.
PJ1 does not do anything. It's not needed. It's a good race. Great race. Multiple lead changes over the course of green flag runs. That was a race.
Yeah, that's what a race car driver lives for. And for so long, I've been so close to winning at some of these racetracks like here, Dover, and I've
I've let it slip away, and I've honestly hated it, and my wife has hated it worse than I have. She's always told me, she's like, honey, I want you to win.
Yeah, full season point. The Winston Cup point format with Larson and Hamlin, that'd be fucking entertaining as hell right now.
Gosh, I'm just so proud of everybody at Stewart Haas Racing, Roush Yates Engine Shop. We have been fighting, scratching, clawing, and man, this feels so good to have something pay off for all the
Magic at the Magic Mall.
Just really happy.
I've always loved this place.
Man, this means so much.
Let's take Atlanta's second race and give it back to New Hampshire.
I love coming up here to New England.
It used to be. It was for a long time. From 2004 to 2014 or 15, it was. It was the opening race of the playoffs every year from 04 to 2011. 2010 was the last time I opened the playoff. Yeah. That's fucking nuts.
I never thought I'd see him on the jet.
So who's up for a game of lacrosse?
No,
well,
for the longest, he's going to be a 3-week winner.
Just celebrate that for the next couple of weeks. Austin Dillon is 5 points out behind Tyler Reddick. All them stage points and good finishes Reddick's had, don't mean shit now. Harvick's only 82 above the cut line. Ross can win. Ross, Indy Road Course, something like that. This is a long way from over. We got comfortable with the Kyle Larson reign of terror, but suddenly Kurt Busch, Eric Almirola, Chastain's got speed.
Hey, Danny, you know you're almost at
a couple laps short today. Had it gone the distance,
Oh boy.
you feel like you had a shot at it.
Yeah, I didn't know how many laps they cut it short, but definitely whenever I saw the board and saw that we were 8 laps short, it stings, man.
I told you. He'd be like, God damn it.
Probably had a little bit better pace than him, and I was able to get to him. I know lap bars were giving him a bad time.
Well, the cardboard box finished second.
It was going to be a heck of a race, but really proud of everyone on this ream.
Following up his run yesterday.
Did really good. You know, everyone on this 20 group, we didn't start out the greatest, and then we were really good, or the best we were all day right there at the end of the race. So that's all you can ask for is have a shot at it, and yeah, just wish we had 8 more laps.
And we watched you all weekend. I mean, your car was working, it seemed like everywhere. So where do you feel like you were better than these Penske Fords that were?
Look how fucking dark it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I
see ya.
Everything, and you know, a little loose in, a little loose off. I feel like my car cut the center probably better than theirs, and that's where my speed was. So, yeah, really, I mean, I'm happy for Eric. You know, that's cool for him to win. He's been close a couple times, so building on our program.
Interesting career path, Eric Almirola.
I guess it's a good day if you're disappointed with second, right? Christopher Bell almost had it, but he'll have to settle for the runner-up spot today.
Yeah, I know Christopher would love to have seen this race finish out, but I don't know if he had the pace for this guy. Catching him is one thing, and
But every lap is an opportunity, Junior. You know this.
You always, as a driver, think, man, lift, right? I don't bring Christopher Bell. I think Christopher Bell was a little bit faster, but still right away is a way to go get him.
And I think NASCAR had to make that decision because what if the yellow comes out that takes 6 or 8 minutes? Right. And the closing laps, it got very dark, right? If you get a caution with 11 or 12 to go, can they change it then? They at least made the decision under green after everybody pitted. So I think it was the right decision. Couldn't be happier. Nice guy. Deserves the win. He's put in so much work.
we had it all.
Well, that was one hell of a race.
Drama early on with the
Fuck your PJ1. Fuck your low horsepower. Fuck your high downforce. This was NASCAR racing. What's that bullshit? They used to say they're racing the way it ought to be. That's what you saw today. That was great. I had a good time today. And I'll see you next time for whatever I stream next. And next weekend, write it down. Next weekend, I think I have to work Saturday, but between 4 and 4:30 Saturday, we're going to watch a classic NASCAR race. And that'll be what we do next weekend. We're going to watch an old race sometime between 4 and 4:30 Saturday. Keep an eye out for me. In the meantime, I'll probably stream GTA this week or something. SRX maybe. But until we meet again, have a good one. Thank you, Eric Almirola, for making me sound like a fucking moron earlier. That's not hard to do.